Well, well, well. Let's get it. Let's go. Y'all know what time it is. It's Cowboys time. Let's go. All season long, we gonna be hyped for the Cowboys. Amen. Let's go. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this live stream, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And yes, we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member or subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up this season. Now let's talk facts. Man, I have a great show for the congregation today. An absolute great show. And let me tell you something. Dak Prescott has been balling this training camp. Dak Prescott has been balling so hard this training camp. I'm not hearing nowhere near the Joe Milton talk I thought I was gonna hear. Nah, Dak been balling. But let me tell you what the show is about today, because I want to revisit a couple things we talked about yesterday with some revelations that came forth today in training camp. So, this is today's show. Another press conference from Brian Schottenheimer. We'll listen to that first. I'm not promising we're going to listen to all of it. We may even skip through some of it. I mean, how many questions can Brian Schottenheimer ask like every single day, and they're all pretty much the same, asking a different way? But nevertheless, I want to listen some today because I want to see if he talked a little bit or some about these wide receivers, and maybe he talked about Nate Thomas some more. And again, I want to talk about Nate Thomas again. Nate Thomas did an interview yesterday, and I don't think we listened to it. I want to listen to the Nate Thomas interview, and then I'm going to go back and show you some film that I released on the video today. In case you haven't seen that video, I'm going to do some film work on Nate Thomas again. This dude is balling. Then, CeeDee Lamb, press conference. Jonathan Mingo. Hey, let me tell you something. I said that Jalen Tolbert had the number 3 wide receiver wrapped up. But after I show you what I'm going to show you today and what I saw yesterday, Jalen Tolbert, you're going to have to step it up. The wide receivers on the Cowboys team are on the rise. They are going to get some snaps from Jalen Tolbert. I hope Lisa Worley is on here. Lisa, I got some news for you. I think Jalen Tolbert going to play well. But these other wide receivers gonna play well too. Finally. We are gonna, Cowboys news. I just put that there as a placeholder. Who knows what could come down while we're on live. And then I'm going to show you some of the best plays again from X from day 8 of training camp. So let's go. Let's get it. Let's get a quick roll call in. I see 74 people, 77 and counting. So we're gonna try to do a quick roll call. I don't know if I get everybody in, but everybody, let's get this roll call and then we're gonna get this show started. Let's go. Let's go, nice and easy. Let's get in. Let's go. We're gonna get this roll call in first minute or two. If you're not in on the original, we'll just greet you as you come in. Let's go. Bleeding Blue, what up? He said, been waiting on you, G. Yeah, first one in the house. First one in the congregation. What's going on? John Jones said, what up, G Money? It's a New Jack City. Go Cowboys, let's go. New House fam in the crib. What up, New House fam? Ron Hanna said, just got off work, G. Can't miss the show. I'm ready for the facts. Let's talk. Man, Ron Hanna, boy, we got some stuff today. I'm telling you, we got some stuff today. Madman is a madman, and he is in the house. What's going on, Madman? C-Base in the crib. Ty Howard in here, what up? Let's go. 5 points or the star. He said, what's good? Let's go. He said, talk your ish. Let's go. Alan Moore in the crib. What's good? DC4L. Uh-oh. B minor 1111. What up? He said at work chilling. Man, let's help you let that time go by, make that time go by fast. Let's go. Lord Nova 85 in the crib. What's going on with you? Jamal Ism. What's good? He said, thank you for speaking truth about Dak. All the media does is hate on him. Thanks, G. Hey, Jamal, this dude is balling. Balling. My man, Blue Star TV. What's the deal? Yo, G, bless him. Lisa Worley, my sister up in here. Lisa Worley, uh-oh, I got some news for you. They putting pressure on your man, Jalen Tolbert. They putting pressure on him. Joe Trenchino, what's up from Italy? What's going on? McClure 88, man, excited for the new coaching staff, the new faces, fresh start, changing the culture. Dallas, let's go. Let's go. Randall Armstrong in the crib. Let's go. All right, we about to get this thing in. Newhouse done changed his name. He said Newhouse Regulators. Let's go. Let's go. D Wheels Beats, what up? All right. TME Greatness is in the crib. Dallas born and raised. Dak been killing it. No doubt about it, TME. All right. We about to get this thing going. Let's go. All right, we'll greet everybody else as they come in. So, let's get to the Brian Schottenheimer press conference. I'm very interested to see if he gets an opportunity to elaborate some more today on Nate Thomas. Man, this dude, Nate Thomas, I ain't trying to start nothing. Hey, Cowboy fans, I ain't trying to start nothing. I ain't trying to start nothing so it won't be nothing. But I'm just saying, when I look at what Tyler Guyton had to work on, feet and hands, this dude, Nate Thomas, has some very fluid feet. I'm not telling nobody he better than Tyler Guyton, but I'm telling you this. When I look at the size on tape, when I look at the size, when I look at the feet and the hands, and how he uses everything so fluid, I'm telling y'all the Cowboys got him one. The Cowboys got him one with Nate Thomas. And I'm going to go even a step further. If Terrence Steele, man, if something was to go down or Terrence Steele not performing, move Tyler Guyton to right tackle, man, Nate Thomas, I'm telling this, Nate Thomas is a natural left tackle. I mean straight up natural left tackle. I'm telling you. And I'm going to show you just in the fluidity of his movements. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's listen to Brian Schottenheimer, see if he's bringing anything new with these press conferences, because I'm just wondering, like, what could they keep asking him every time they have these press conferences? So let's hear some of that. And then, like I said, I'm gonna do some play breakdowns of Nate Thomas. And then we're going to get this thing really rocking. Let's go. Brian Schottenheimer. Let's get it rolling. All right, hold on a second. Looks like, okay, they got it to the regular channel now. Let's go.
We was about to resubscribe to, but why?
Well, I think it is a fine line. I think you got to coach it. You got to teach it. You got to educate. You know, we talked a lot about it today in the team meeting. You can play on the edge, but not go over the edge. You can. I mean, we've seen it. There's been times we've done it consistently this camp.
Yeah, talking about this fighting again.
The standard is the standard, and we're not going to change that. And when you don't do the standard, then, you know, we're going to hold them accountable. But it's got to be about winning. It's got to be about what's best for the team. It's got to be about putting the team ahead of yourself. And, yeah, there's things that happen. Guys get pushed and shoved, and they get pissed off and all that stuff. But what they need to learn now is that the minute you throw a punch, you're getting ejected from the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that hurts our ability to win. And so when you look at the film, you don't always see the first punch. You don't see all that thing. You don't see the stuff that maybe went on 20 plays before. But the mental discipline and the mental toughness to not let it get about just yourself and getting revenge and whatever that is the standard. And the standard is play on the edge, do the thing you're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, it's about winning. And because of that, you have to put the team first. I do. I mean, I think, we've always had a very talented roster. We have a very talented roster right now. You can take the road of, oh, hey, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And, screw that. We're not doing that. Like, we're going to have hard conversations. That's the way this culture is built. And, I agree with what CD said. And, it takes discipline to win a world's championship. And that is the goal. That is the objective. And we've, like I said, in most of our practice, we've had that discipline. We lost it a little bit yesterday, so the players, therefore, had to be reminded about it.
Until DLLS Cowboys, you won a world championship. That was I asked CD, what was the PC version of your message? And it was basically, do you want to be champions? Can you expound on being champions and how that plays out in this discipline?
Yeah, I think, Clarence, just how hard it is, man. I mean, how hard it is to win a championship. And the difference between being a champion and coming in second or getting to the playoffs and not winning or not qualifying for the playoffs. I mean, this is a National Football League. We all realize how talented everybody is in this league, but there's an edge that's created in some of the best teams.
See, it takes more than talent, and this is really what's being said, because all these teams are talented. I've said this before. Talent is good, but when you get to this level, everybody's talented. There's level to this stuff. And the teams that are the more mentally strong are the teams that normally push through during the hard times.
Teams I've been on, they have that discipline. They have the edge to be able to play a certain way, physical brand of football that we're going to play where we're attacking and we're playing to the echo of the whistle. I talk very openly with these guys. I'm honest with them. I tell them how I feel. Am I always right? Nope. Sometimes I go and I'm saying, I ripped that guy's ass and, he didn't really deserve it. And then I take accountability for it. So we as a coaching staff, we're no different. If our energy's low out there, or we're not doing what we're supposed to do and the drills aren't set up the right way, and, then I'll get on them as well. And we have to be better at times as well. It's not just the players, but what we're trying to do and what we're expecting to do is extremely, extremely difficult. And, if you don't think about it, talk about it, and prepare for it every day, then you're going to get behind.
Nate Thomas' first day out, how did he look?
Did good, solid. I think both he and Awesome did a good job. Today we'll find out a little bit more. Their assignments were really good yesterday. They were, really good on that. Being in pads today will help. You get a little bit more of an evaluation.
Cowboy fans, we will have some breaking news during this show. I don't know if you heard who the Cowboys are working out. Just came down 6 minutes ago. We will have breaking news.
In pads, but I would say both those guys are good. It's the ops to be with Dak and hear some of the communication things that he does that, for a young player, he hasn't been with him, and some of the mannerisms and things that are a little different maybe than what Joe and Will do is good for a young player to hear.
Oh, man, I am so – this is great news. Great news. Great news coming down for the Cowboys.
Calling plays, doing it out here, it's been a while since you've done that. What's that been like for you?
It's great. Definitely knocking some of the rust off. I got a personnel grouping wrong yesterday in one of the call-it periods. Got a formation wrong in a different period, so sometimes that happens, but you do it now. That's why you do move the balls. If you just script everything in practice, Todd, it's like easy. You're reading plays, and so I think it's good for me. But I think, doing it for 14 of the past, 18 years, it's something that you pick up on it pretty quick. And I think, again, the fact of Dak and I, our working relationship, and we've been together for a couple years now, that definitely helps. But you definitely knock the rust off. And it's definitely a little bit competitive and you want to win the drill, but at the same time, you know, there's a flow and a rhythm, and it's a little harder because not everybody's got, you know, the personnel groupings the head coach or the coaches don't have on their personnel or their headset, so they can't hear the personnel. You got to yell that out. So it's all good practice for the preseason and beyond.
And then we've asked you a bunch about the running backs and how it's going to play out. Do you have a preference? I mean, I know when you had the Jets, it was Thomas Jones carried it 300 times, but then when you're in Seattle, you had, you know, I think one year had 3 different running backs carried more than 90 times or something like that.
Yeah. I really don't have a preference. I think you have to look at your roster when we get closer to opening day, and you look at it and you say, okay, what are we looking at? You know, I think in Seattle you're talking about, you know, Chris Carson and J.D. McKissick, C.J. Procise. We had Rashad Penny. I mean, we've had a number of guys. I think you're always trying to build a very competitive room, but to make a decision today of do I have a preference? Nope. It's kind of what works and what fits your personnel, and it's still too early to tell, but I really like where we're at from a running back standpoint. I've mentioned again to you Hunter Lepke and his versatility, and he got some carries yesterday, which is great. And so we feel like that stable of backs that we've built is a really fun competition to keep an eye on, not just through training camp, but into the preseason and beyond.
You did some of that red zone work and some nice catches from both George and CD. Just kind of where do you think those two are so far in the camp?
No, I think they're both doing good. You know, we definitely want to do a little bit more red zone emphasis these next couple of days. The first install, we were a little bit not off, but behind in some things and not real clean. So that's why we did that red zone period. You know, yesterday we adjust our practice schedule some based off of what we need, and, you know, get together with the coordinators every night and say, hey, let's maybe add this period, let's add that period. But CD's having an incredible camp.
Incredible
what he
camp.
does, the way he's practicing, the intensity that he's practicing at. I think I've mentioned that many times before. When some of your best players practice the hardest, it sets the standard, and no one below them can not meet that standard. And so I think he's really bought into that. He's excited about that. And whether it's short, long, wherever it is, you watch him finish with the ball, and that's terrific. And then GP, I thought, you know, he did a really nice job yesterday. You know, he had the deep ball a couple of days ago on the far field, the wall field as we call it, and then a couple things in the red zone yesterday. Just those two guys being on the same side is very difficult for a defense to handle.
And then with Trayshawn Holden had a nice one-handed grab back there. What have you thought of him so far?
Yeah, great catch. Yeah, he's doing a really good job. Obviously, he has a little bit of a you know, experience with junior, and so I think that helps. But ball skills are terrific. He's got good size. He plays the game the right way, and you know, it's always exciting when you see young guys step up and make plays, especially in those tight red zone areas where there's not a lot of space to work with.
Nick Harris, four-star Telegram. Obviously, you guys have had a lot of success in finding the spring league guys over the last couple of years. You have a couple more here in camp that have played well. What do you think works so well for you guys to be able to find the right fits here in the spring?
Well, I think, you know, it never stops, as you know, Nick. I mean, 365, 24/7. You know, the scouts are out here. What I love about having the scouts and personnel guys out here is literally we have a trailer, they have a trailer. It's so easy for us to communicate about what we want. I think the more we're around the personnel guys, they learn even more, like what, you know, Dave Borgonzi wants in linebackers, or, you know, what Andre Curtis is looking for with the secondary pieces, and I think that definitely helps. But, you know, there's communication, and then you bring the guys in and there's a workout. But we don't just go off the workout. We go off the film. We go off the UFL tape and not just the workout. Guy might have a bad day. Guy might, you know, maybe guy didn't sleep well the night before. He got in late. So, you know, the workout when we bring guys in is just part of the process. But I'd say the bigger thing is the comprehensive piece of, okay, what's the film look like? What do we think about him coming out in college if it's a relatively younger player? And then certainly, you know, how they moved around in the workout. Maris doing a great job. I mean, Jack, you know, Sanborn's been, you know, awesome. I think, you know, the last 2 days ago or so, the last day in pads, Shamar James was, you know, really fast, dissecting things and making plays. But again, I think, you know, Gonzo's a hell of a coach, and he's been around Flus for a long time. Those guys work really well together in that room. Those guys are extremely well coached. But it's the instincts. It's the ability to dissect things, the ability to make plays and show up in a hurry. And, you know, that jumps out when you watch the film.
Tommy Arch, DallasCowboys.com. gave Jaden Blue some run with the ones yesterday. What did you think of that, and what has he done up to this point to earn those reps?
Well, we're competing every day. You guys are seeing us move guys around. Jay, is getting some reps with the first team defensive lineman, and talked a little bit about Jaden and how he's kind of really picked up just the confidence and the understanding of what we're trying to do and the understanding of the preparation and things like that. And when guys do that, you reward them. You reward them when they do that. And if it's not to that standard, then, there's consequences as well and moving guys around. But the quickness and the ability to accelerate in the hole, I keep going back to that. It's just different. I mean, he's got incredible lateral agility and quickness, and
you got different gear.
Jump cuts or moves laterally, he's able to get to top speed in a hurry, and he doesn't need a lot of space. He reminds me of he's a larger version, a smaller player, but
I'm gonna come to some comments here in just a moment, but I want to try to knock Shotty out early without interrupting him.
Darren Sproles.
Still might not listen to all of this. 31 minutes.
Freaky with his quickness and acceleration and speed, and I think Jaden has some of those traits in terms of just he's electric when he gets the ball. And what I really like about him more than anything is probably the way I see him working in between the tackles. He's not just a perimeter player. He's a guy that can run in between the tackles in the A gaps with gap schemes, things like that, and still be extremely productive.
A guy in college that only had one game of 18 or more offensive touches. Do you feel like in the NFL he can be a guy who has 20, 25 a game week by week?
Yeah, I think so. I don't
No
see
doubt.
there's any reason not to. Again, I don't want
no
to
doubt.
put limitations on him. I mean, they've had some good backs at Texas that he played alongside and with, and a couple of them are the best in the league right now, or arguably the best in the league. Talking about Bijan and guys like that. But, I have no reason to think that he doesn't have the ability to impact games with us. What that play number is exactly, I don't know. I won't put a number on it, but we have no reason to think he can't do that.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. Obviously, you got a lot of weapons in the passing game. As a play caller, how do you balance who is first in the progression, or hey, in this time we want to get a ball Pickens on this route? How do you kind of balance that?
Well, obviously, each play that we have has, a progression, whether, it's a true progression where you have a starting point that's defined and you're putting a guy in that spot and that's the first read. If he's closed or not open, you go to the next guy, and then the next guy, you just basically work across the read. But like when we're doing move the ball periods, I literally look in the huddle and I call plays for people. Like, that's kind of the way that I work. I'm going to call plays based on who's in the huddle. So if I look in the huddle and, okay, hey, I got CD and George, and I got a lot of options. Or, hey, I want to get a ball to Ferg. I think that that's the best play callers do that. You go in with a plan. You go in with a game plan of, hey, what you want to attack in certain areas. But at the end of the day, just based on who's in the huddle, who's feeling it. Some guys they're feeling it, man. It's like, that guy's playing great. Then you call plays that you know he's high up in the priority of the quarterback's read. But the quarterbacks, they have to be unbiased, and they have to, trust their progression and read their progression. And then there's other reads that we have where they have a choice to work one side or the other, and it's based off of not just matchup, but coverage tells and techniques and what's the safety doing, and is it too high, is it one high? All very, complicated stuff.
We make a lot externally about who's an X, who's a slot, who's a Z. We've seen CD and George kind of doing a lot of motion. How interchangeable, I guess, are they at this point?
Yeah, we don't really believe in the X, Z, H, whatever you want to call those positions in the nomenclature. It's like, hey, man, we have an offense and we have concepts, and you have to know the full concept. And if you get stuck at this spot, then you should know what to do if you get stuck at that spot. And that's the expectation to all of our guys from the very beginning. So, I don't think any of them, really worry about it. They'll play all the positions which you've seen, and then, of course, the ability to move them around makes it incredibly difficult on the defense to find them and then match up with them.
Bill Jones, CBS Sports Texas. Does your wife watch your press conferences, and if so, did she have any reaction to your comments from yesterday?
She's kind of busy right now getting my daughter ready to go off to college, figure out what empty nesting is going to look like. I don't know if she saw that, but I think she would not be surprised. The temper that I showed yesterday, she has kind of a temper like that at times. But thanks for bringing that up, because now it's not one day and the news is gone. Now it's the second day. So if she missed it yesterday, she definitely knows. Honey, don't watch yesterday's press conference if you are listening.
Mike Ducey, Fox 4. CD talked yesterday about how much he admires Dak in the way that he can shut out the exterior noise, social media and the like. As now as a head coach, obviously you'll be hearing some noise that you've never had to deal with before. Have you gotten advice from anybody as to how to best deal with that exterior noise in the new position?
Well, I think it's great that CD recognizes that. I think, you know, we all deal with noise. I mean, it's part of the life that we've chosen. This is a huge brand, the biggest brand in all of professional sports, and we welcome that. We don't shy away from that. But it's cool for CD to recognize his brother and say, hey, you know, Dak handles a lot. But, you know, in terms of my situation, I'm pretty transparent. I'm who I am. And when we win, you know, there'll still be things that you know, I'll want to improve. And when we lose, there'll be things that we have to fix. But the noise, I think growing up with a dad that was a head coach, that definitely helps. You know, kind of what you're walking into. But, you know, again, our focus is truly on the men in that locker room, the coaches, the players. And, you know, we just want to win. And we want to win for each other. And when we do that, the noise will be less. But there's always going to be noise.
All right, it's Brad Schottenheimer. He's a great interview. He always says the right things. Let me come to some of your comments, see what you think. Man, we got some great play. I don't know. Some of y'all might not think it's great breaking news. Oh, I think it's great breaking news. What the Cowboys are doing here, right as we are on the air. All right, I want to come to some of your comments, kind of see where we are. But I'm really liking where the Cowboys are right now. We got Super Chat. Oh, Johnny Blue in the crib. Johnny Blue, what up? Johnny Blue, good afternoon, G. He says, appreciate you. Well, Johnny Blue, you just broke the news I was going to break. Johnny, that's all right. It's all good, Johnny Blue. Johnny Blue just broke the news we're going to break later. Good afternoon, G. Dallas is working out Lyle Collins. He's always a hurt guy. What do you think, G? Always a hurt guy. What do you think? Bring him in. Hey, man, bring him in. Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you where I am on this. When you're trying to build a championship level team, the depth is as important as the starters. We saw that last year. The depth is as important as the starters. And so for me, bring him in. Bring him in. You never know. You never know. Bring him in. Let him challenge somebody. Bring him in. Let's see what he made of. Bring him in. You know, the league, it's a battle of attrition. And because it's a battle of attrition, your depth is important. Bring him in. I love it. I love this move by the Cowboys. Bring him in. If you can get guys in and you don't have to spend a lot of money for them, but you think there may be some pretty good tread left on the tire. And when Lyle Collins was Lyle Collins, he was, hey man, when he was Lyle Collins, he was good. So some of these guys, man, bring them in, let them keep their body fresh. You might not only need them for a game. You might not only need them for 4 games. Like Brian Schottenheimer said, you never know. You know, a guy who didn't play all season, he may be the guy who plays in the playoffs. A guy who didn't play in the playoffs, if you make the Super Bowl, maybe he makes the Super Bowl. You like what you've been seeing. So I'm liking it. Hey, man, bring him in. I absolutely believe. Madman said if the starters stay healthy and some key backups this season going to be special. And see, that's my point, Madman. Bring him in. Your depth is important. Your depth is important. Man, I'm telling you, you bring in every dude you can that you think that can contribute to this team in one way or another one. And if you get up on some teams, you know, like the Cowboys have in the past when Dak is healthy, if you can get up on some teams, 30 or 40 points, throw them out there with Joe Milton. Throw them out there with Joe Milton. Put your entire second lineup out there. Let them run out there with Joe Milton. Get those guys some reps. And so, man, I'm all for it. Bring them in. Bring them in. Appreciate that super chat. Yeah, y'all having the wide receiver conversation. Wait, we're going to get on that wide receiver conversation in a moment. I'm going to come back to y'all. Alfredo Morales, what up with you? Good to see you. Alfredo Morales said there's 100 people in here and only 49 likes. Let's go. Actually, he said that earlier. It's 235 people in here. Let's get them likes up. Let's go, people. Appreciate y'all. Azteca Aguilar, he says, Lyle Collins, former Dallas Cowboy offensive lineman, will work out with the team. Hey, y'all breaking the news. It is what it is. We'll talk about Lyle Collins in a moment, but yeah, I'm happy to bring him in. Bring him in. And again, if the Cowboys can get their depth up, as long as they can stay healthy on the second wave, or the second part, the second line, man, we in. We in. We just got to stay healthy. Stay healthy. And keep even the second team. Not only keep them healthy, but I hope we find ways to get them reps. Get them reps. And so again, man, I appreciate the wide receiver conversation y'all are having. We're going to get it in. We're going to get that wide receiver conversation in a few minutes. Austin said that's different than what Eminem did. Yeah, Eminem just called plays based off of what word? Yeah. Straight up. Austin, Mike McCarthy came in, stale as toast West Coast offense, and basically called what he wanted to. And one of his worst things he couldn't do well, he didn't know how to maximize and use all the talent he had on the field. I said it last year. Man, it was a travesty the Cowboys were not using Kevontae Turpin. I mean, the league got to the point they were not even kicking him the ball, so he was over there just being fresh. There was no way the Cowboys shouldn't have been using him last year. Newhouse regulator says some of these Cowboys players got a chip on their shoulder. Yes, they do. Pickens, Elam, Dak, Jaden Blue, Miles Sanders, and a few others where fans and critics doubted them. No doubt. No doubt. Ron says G. Mingo has been looking good in practice and been making contested catches. We're going to show that in a moment. All right, hey, we've gotten through. I decided today I'm going to let Shotty get through his interview, and then we'll make some comments about it. But nevertheless, I want to get through Shotty's interview. We're making good time. So we're going to let him get through his interview, and then we're going to really get into some nitty-gritty. Man, I got some good work on Nate Thomas again. We're going to listen to his interview. We're going to listen to his interview, and we're going to do some film breakdown on him. And then, of course, CD Presser, and then we're going to get to them wide receivers. And that's why I got CD right ahead of that. So we'll roll from CD right into the wide receivers. So let's read this super chat, and then we're going to continue to get into this thing with Brian Schottenheimer. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Jamal Ism says, Shotty is a breath of fresh air. Straight up. Jamal, I said the same thing, brother. I said the same thing. He said he seems to be on top of everything. Fact number one. Never felt like that with Mike and Jason. Fact number two. Jamal, whenever Mike McCarthy and Jason Garrett both were here, to me, they actually felt like the bona fide offensive coordinators. That's what they felt like to me. And it always felt like, in particular with Mike McCarthy, it was three teams. Offense, Dean Quinn's defense, or Mike Zimmer's defense in the end. And then this dude, Bone Fowler, was just, he had his own thing going too. It was like they were never on the same page. But Brian Schottenheimer, at least so far, I give him credit. He seems to have the whole team on the same page. They all seem to be on the same page. And so I feel like we're going to have a cohesive game plan going against our opponents. And Brian is going to, like Brian going to have them ready too. Brian's going to have them ready overall. Brian and Clayton Adams going to have the offense ready. Man, let me tell you, this dude, Clayton Adams, this dude looks scary to me. I meant to say that the other day. The intense look he has. This dude looks scary. So I'm excited about the preparation of this team. Brian's going to have the team overall prepared. Him and Clayton Adams will have the offense prepared. There's no doubt in my mind Matt Eberflus is going to have his defense prepared. I mean, he looks like the guy from Fantastic Four. I mean, he just looks like a guy who really has it together and is really on top of his X's and O's. And then, of course, listening to the special teams coach yesterday, man, he said all the right things to me. That when you're going to make game-changing decisions in the special teams, you need to run that by the coach. Amen, Walls. Run that through the coach. So, again, hey, Ism, yeah, it's a breath of fresh air. The team is a team now. Coaches down. I'm feeling really good about that. Coaches down. And so, Cowboys going to be ready to go. All right, let's roll and get through the rest of Brian Schottenheimer, then we're going to keep rolling. Again, appreciate y'all rocking with me. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do if you can.
I really don't. Not much. I ask the players from time to time kind of what's going on, but no, not really. I've got a couple 20-year-old kids, so they send me things I try to open. Sometimes I can't open them because I'm not on Instagram or some of those things, TikToks, those things like that. I'm like, hey, I can't open it. What is it? And they're like, never mind. So I'm like, okay, I just move on to the next thing.
Mike Leslie, WFA. I know he's been a little bit in and out because of his wife and his new baby and whatnot. But what have you seen from Duron Bland so far, both from a football perspective as well as taking on maybe more of a vocal role?
Can you really learn piano
Yeah, locked
with
in.
an app?
I mean, he really is. The flexibility. He's like what we were talking about with the receivers, George and CD. And, Duron can play anywhere. He can play corner, field corner, boundary corner. He can play nickel. I would say he's locked in. Duron is a fighter personality, and that's great. He's an incredible young man, but he leads more by example. Is he a leader? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't watch Duron practice without going, okay, that guy gets it. That guy's really, really good. But again, I go back to what I always say. We want these guys to be themselves and be authentic. And he communicates. He might not be as loud as, say, Keemon Hall or somebody like that, but he's a great communicator. But in terms of leadership and leading by example, Duron is right up there at the top of the list, man. Just his work ethic, his professionalism, the love and passion for the game of football is top notch.
Relative to the versatility that you mentioned that he has, it feels like this is a year where maybe you need that more with the absence of Jordan Lewis. And where is he in that evolution? I know he did it his rookie year, but now it's kind of circling back to that in some regards, working on the inside.
Yeah, very comfortable. I was actually talking to him about it the other day. He's got a great feel. He can play all those spots. We're going to move him around. We do a lot of things from a disguise element, which is good. So you can see him even in a game playing different spots. You might see him in one nickel package where he's playing the boundary corner, and then you might see him in another nickel package where he's playing in the slot. And there'll be times we're matching people up on certain receivers, and he'll be following a guy. But that's the flexibility that a great player like Duron has. And not only that, but he owns that. He wants to do that. He wants to be in those positions to try to take away an opponent's best players.
Christy Scales, Cowboys Radio, 105.3 The Fan. I want to go back to Nate Thomas for just a moment because he played left tackle in college, but when he came in here last year as a rookie, been playing guard, and I think it's to your point about power in the run game and moving the dot and stuff, and yet when he came back here now he's tackle. So was that something that you and Connor saw in him to move him back to tackle, or more what you had personnel-wise on the inside?
Great question, Christy. When he came here, obviously we had,
I'm going to show y'all again today. Nate Thomas is a natural left tackle. To me, when I look at Tyler Guyton to me looks like somebody that they're trying to convert to a left tackle. I don't know why, but that's what it seems like to me. But this dude, just watching him over the last couple of days, just natural left tackle. There's no trying to show him anything. He's a natural left tackle, straight up.
We had Tyler, Guyton. We had drafted Guyton. Obviously had Terrence on the other side, and we did see a big, powerful guard. I mean, the ability to keep the pocket firm for the quarterback and get movement and displacement in the run game is really, really important. But just watching Nate work and prepare this offseason, seeing him train, and seeing the length and the size that he has, and actually his feet for a 330-plus pound man. It was probably the second or third day of OTAs. We were like, hey, we need to put him outside.
See, that's my observation. The footwork on this dude is impeccable. impeccable. His footwork is impeccable. I'm gonna show you. I got another play. Somebody uploaded another play on this dude. Impeccable. Footwork impeccable. Handwork impeccable. I'm telling you. This dude is a natural left tackle.
And see what he can do. And when we watched it that very first day, we were like, whoa. Like, it literally jumped off the film. We were like, okay.
It does.
And if you talk to Nate, he's like, hey, coach, I'll play wherever. But I'm probably most comfortable playing left tackle, and that's kind of what he has the most experience playing. But it did jump off the film at us when we kind of, moved him out. And then we're like, okay, well, let's leave him out there for a while, because sometimes with a young player, they all are going to be moved around and have to be put in spots to learn and have flexibility. But when we moved him out there, we're like, hey, let's let him focus on one spot for a while. And I think that helped him with his confidence. And, of course, now he's getting the opportunity to run with the ones. And I think he'll do a great job in that role.
Just a quick follow-up on that with a jumbo package. I know Austin was doing a lot of that early here with Nate being.
Oh, yeah. He has that type of athleticism. We've got a number of guys that we've rolled in there. Sadiq Charles doing a great job. Awesome does a great job. Could Nate do that? Absolutely. TJ Bass is getting some work at that. And so, yeah, but he has the traits definitely to do that.
Cowboys TV. There are different philosophies throughout the league when it comes to divvying up snaps and rewarding certain guys, or if you keep it as a string competition, top down. You mentioned with Jaden Blue earlier, earning those first team reps. Is that a philosophy you've always believed in? Is that element of, if you're doing it right, you should still be rewarded, even though it may not be a...
Producers, this plugin helps you finish your tracks way faster.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, Nate Thomas is a natural left tackle.
Absolutely. I think, these guys, they're going to compete every day. That's the way they're wired. That's the central theme of the program. They're going to do that. But if they're making strides and doing great things and they're not getting the opportunity to move up a depth chart, then I would imagine, I haven't asked them, but I would imagine you'd get pretty frustrated. Man, I'm doing all these great things. Coach keeps giving me compliments in the film room and all those different things, but yet I'm still sitting here and doing things. And, when we kind of break off in the evening times, we do what's called two spot. So we literally have basically the entire team working. So ones will go on one field, twos will go on another field, and they'll work against each other. And, we consistently move guys around from 1 to 2. And I think that's important. That, okay, if I'm doing good and I'm making strides to be better and I'm keeping the standard and I'm showing up on film, the coaches mean what they say. If you compete every day, you're going to be rewarded for that. And so I think he's done that, and he's not the only one, so, but I don't think if you don't do that, then I think the players look at you and they're like, well, I'm doing all this stuff, and why am I still over here on field 2, or why am I running with a third team? And you don't want that.
In talking with former players from Pete Carroll's system in the past too, he's been very advocating toward that as well. Was there an instance maybe in your time under Pete where there was another player like that earned his opportunity and made it a permanent switch?
There were so many with Pete, just because, Pete, is such a competitive guy, and we did it all the time. I don't, not a name doesn't jump out at me, but like it was all the time, and it was pointed out. And today, when you're looking at some competitive stuff, right, we're going to do some one-on-one stuff, and we have scripted matchups. We want to see certain guys work against certain guys, and why? Because there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. And so I think that's one of the things that when you're looking at your roster, okay, how do we let these guys truly compete? And so it doesn't change, and it should be a fun thing for the fans to watch. I'm thrilled that it's Hero Appreciation Day. We got a bunch of first responders, a bunch of active military people here, these people that, literally get a chance to come out and hopefully, feel our love and excitement, and for what they do for us and for our families. And so it should be a hell of a day. A little 2-hour practice with pads on, some one-on-one, so it should be a great day.
Hey, Coach. Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. You touched on it a bit, and it's impossible to not notice him taking first-team reps. He's a very large human being, Jay Thoia. What are you seeing from him so far as what stands out the most, be it his quickness for his size, whatever the case may be, and what kind of impact can he make for you as early as year one?
The size, the pad level, it was funny. I was talking to Cooper Beebe, and We were doing some different things yesterday, and a couple times Jay got on Cooper's right hand, which is his snap hand, and I was asking him about it. And he's like, "That's a large man shooting the gap," and yeah, I'm going to get my hand there, but like, that's a big, powerful guy. But I think the pad level he's playing with right now, Patrick, is really impressive, and he's just a talented guy, man. Talented guy that's still learning the system. But when you have a guy like that can penetrate and be disruptive, and but it was funny for me to hear Cooper talk about it. Like he felt it, like, whew, that's tough.
The overall pacing of a game and being able to dictate that is an important element of what you folks do on offense. We've gotten to see in spurts, guys do hurry up, kind of utilize the huddle, quick to line, those things. Can you teach us why that is an important element of a game and why you value that in this offense?
Sure. We have multiple tempo packages. There's different reasons that you do it. It's basically to keep the defense, off balance. You do it to kind of make the defensive coordinator make a quick decision. Generally, if, let's say you're going from second to third down and you want to go fast. Well, sometimes you keep elite pass rushers off the field, because every team has, wholesale changes that they try to make on third down because they want to get fresh legs in there, guys that haven't been playing on first, second down to try to go get after the quarterback. And but you also simplify some of the blitz patterns that you'll see from a defense. Flus has a really good way of kind of combating that, which I'm not going to share with you guys, but it really is the cat and mouse game that you play. And I'll say this, most players play what I say free. It's called the player's mind. When you go fast, they don't have time to sit there and think about it and be, okay, man, that's a long play call. What parts of this, impact me, and what do I need to know? And so I like that part of it, because whether it's from the quarterback to the guard to the free safety to the boundary corner to the big defensive end, the three technique, you play on instincts. And most of these guys are really damn good on instincts. And sometimes, as coaches, you have to guard to not get in their way. And tempo allows them to have to do that play. I think you're playing football in the purest form when you go fast or you're using your tempo packages.
A couple of things. Number one, yesterday when you guys made the guys run, gassers or joggers or whatever.
I usually run, by the way. Yeah, I usually do. Hey, but I was pissed, so I didn't. But I usually do. I'll make it up today. How about that?
That's fine. The important about you is that I noticed.
All right. This looks like about the last couple of questions. Then we're gonna move on to Nate Thomas, man. I got some stuff on Nate Thomas. Hold on a second. I'm multitasking as we talk, man. They're uploading some stuff, and man, I got some stuff on Nate Thomas. This dude is just balling out of his mind in camp, man. I'm telling us.
Yeah, brotherhood. All in this thing together, man. We win as a team. We lose as a team. We're together, man. We're a family. We're a brotherhood. And it wasn't just them that didn't have the practice standard that it should have been. It was all of us. And truly, I should have run. But like I said, I was pretty irritated at the time. And I was calming myself down so that I could talk to them after they were done running.
You've talked earlier about not doing the 9-on-7s, and certainly you don't do the 1-on-1s, the 9-on-7s, 7-on-7s, a lot more teamwork. Is that something you had in your mind, next time I become a head coach, this is what I'm going to implement, or did the epiphany come this offseason?
No, it's been something over the past, I'd say 8-10 years. We'll do some one-on-one. Like I said, the one-on-ones we'll do, it'll be quick, and we do scripted matchups. It's designed matchups. We show them to the team so they have fun with it, and they look forward to the matchup. And but really the biggest thing is the game is such a team game. And again, 11-on-11 is the way the game is played. And I've always felt like, and maybe because I was actually pretty good in 7-on-7 back in college when I was a shitty quarterback, was like, it's just such an easy drill. You're like, he's open. Okay, nobody's open, but nobody's rushing me. So like, okay, what do I do now? It's just not realistic. It's not the way the game's played with the increase of pass rush and talent and draft capital and money that's being spent on defensive lines. It's I think it's a drill that can be used at times. Now, we do it some in the off season. Why? Well, you have limitations of bodies on the ground and things like that. But to say we'll never do it's not accurate. We will do it some, but I don't believe it's the best way to train your guys to play 11-on-11 football.
Last one, Nick. There are a couple of guys on your radar that kind of popped up on your radar before some camp starting. Like some guys, like when you arrived to Oxnard, you didn't expect to be playing as well as they are.
Let me look at the roster so I don't just throw out some names. Terp's having a great camp. Thought again, the backs. All the backs have done a really good job. Miles and Javante, Jaden, I talked about them. Hunter Lepke. Really, the offensive line's been very competitive on defense. Donovan Wilson. I mean, just the communication. I was watching the talk through earlier and wow, just terrific. Kyrie Elam, another interception yesterday, right? I mean, he's a guy that's done it. But Malik Hooker, incredible camp. Showing up every day, making plays, making communication. Talked a little bit about Marist, Troy Pride. It's actually funny. I kind of messed with the guys. We were talking about something the other day, and I said, yeah, Cable's told me that, some of you guys have been moving way too fast. You need to slow down, and all their ears kind of perked up. And I paused, and I said, on the field. And then we gave out speeding tickets to the guys that had the fastest time based on skill, mid, like Sam had the D-line, Geit had the O-line. It was, I think, Troy Pride had the fastest time, Deuce Vaughn. So, we had some fun with it. But you could see him oh, shit, Shotty's looking at, we're driving too fast? It's no, on the field. But we did hand out speeding tickets. So, things like that, they're running, they're moving, and hopefully it's a hell of a day today. Yes. And again, he's being forced to move into different spots. He's playing nickel, he's playing some safety, doing things like that. But, yeah, I would say Zion's one, definitely should be in that group. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Hey, it is what it is, man. Brian Schottenheimer, he's always a very good interview. I mean, there's just not a whole lot to say about it. But what I want to do now is we about to have some fun. I want to go to Nate Thomas. And there's all kinds of things happening. Hey, don't worry. We're probably going to skip. Let me see something here. We are probably going to skip the CeeDee Lamb, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see what's here. I noticed that Dak Prescott has given an interview. Okay, so it's not up yet. So we'll see if we can get to that Dak Prescott interview. Yeah, somewhere Dak Prescott is interviewing, so hopefully it'll be up here real soon. But I'm seeing them posting snippets of it right now on X. That's kind of what I was paying attention to. All right, so let's kind of go over here to CeeDee Lamb since Dak Prescott isn't ready. We'll listen to CeeDee Lamb, and then we're going to have some fun. No, I'm sorry. It's Nate Thomas. Let's listen to the Nate Thomas interview, and then we're going to do some film work on this guy. I'm telling y'all, Nate Thomas is a natural left tackle. I'm telling us, I can understand exactly what Shotty was saying. He jumps off the tape as a left tackle, y'all. I'm going to show you. But there's some things that he said in this interview that I noticed I heard some snippets of that I'm very interested in hearing. So let's check out Nate Thomas, and then we're going to go to his highlights.
Through the process since then, I mean, you dealt with the knee issue last year, just being patient and having to go through that, and now you're stepping into a pretty important role. How have things come together for you?
Yeah, I could look at you while okay.
Yeah.
All right. So really, one, it just built my faith in God. Last year it was kind of hard for me, and coming in, you need all the reps you can get as a young guy. And, I lost a year, of course. So that sucked. But just having that mindset of okay, it's out of your control, leave it up to God. And whenever it's time, it's time. So, I just been working in the off season to get the knee right, making sure I'm in the playbook, understanding the schemes and stuff like that, and just making sure that I'm ready to go whenever my number is called.
Why do you think you were ready?
Yeah, it just takes time, Rome wasn't built over a day, wasn't built in a night. So it just took time, constant reps, going through OTAs, mini camps, stuff like that, and then doing extra meeting time with the coaches and stuff. So it just, helped me to continuously know what I'm doing and then build the confidence day in and day out of just knowing that I can go out there and get the job done.
Any added pressure in Dak's blindside protector? Now you're right up in there with the first team.
Just one more screenshot, and this SOP is finally done.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think it's any added pressure. I just have to block the noise out, if anything, any negativity and any positive. We have a saying that we like to stay neutral. So no matter how good thing or how things may seem, good or bad, we just have to understand that staying in neutral, making sure we taking one step at a time, one play at a time, make sure we get the job done.
Do you have renewed confidence or increased confidence?
Definitely increased confidence. Like I said, I just have to take more reps and understand that, I have to be ready whenever my number is called, which also goes back to believing in God, and then also you have to believe in yourself. So it was just a lot of things that went into, preparing for this moment right here, this great opportunity that I have.
Who are the people that really helped you during that rehab process, kind of stay on good track?
Yeah, it was really a lot of people, actually. I never believed in doing just one thing. You got to do multiple things because you never know who might see what. So I may go to you, you may see one thing. I might go to him, he may see another thing. So, just working with the training staff and then working with Pat, Brennan, back at the Star with Sports Academy, and just a lot of other guys, Dr. Richie in Dallas. So just working with a lot of guys to understand that, hey, let me know what you see so I can work on that and then make this better,
Yeah, and I'm sure you had some days with Dak, and we saw Dak talking to you out here. How has he been for you and being a mentor?
Yeah, so he's been great, in the offseason when we weren't, practicing and stuff. I was actually working out with him for a month. So
I'm telling you, Dak Prescott's the ultimate leader. Ultimate leader.
We were just talking about some things and understanding that, hey, he told me, you need to be ready when your number is called. This is not oh, you just easing back in. He told me straight up, you need to be ready, and I just took that in stride and just, make sure I go about every day just knowing that, hey, I need to treat this as if I'm a starter because you never know when my number's called, and here I am right now.
How did they come and tell you that you were going to be this guy? Did they come and tell you you already knew that, or?
Yeah, no, I don't know. They didn't really tell me.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, it was just one of those things that, if my number's called, just be ready. So
yesterday they said, hey, you're gonna be with the first team tomorrow.
They had me with the ones in my game. So but I never want to assume things. I never want to get too high. So I just want to remain in that neutral zone.
Bates, when's the last time you had to run during a practice for disciplinary reasons? As the team.
Yeah.
Something we haven't seen that in a long time. It's very old school.
Yeah, I want to say way back when I was at UL under Coach Napier, he made us do the exact same thing. We were fighting in spring practice a couple times, and he made us run. So that was kind of the last time I seen that happen.
What's the clean version of the message to the team after those skirmishes?
Yeah, basically, we just have to understand that it's Dallas isn't on the schedule, so we're nobody's enemies. We have to make sure that we take.
That's a great point. Your own team is not on the schedule. That is a great point. I never heard that before.
Taking care of each other, but also getting the good work in. Because, we have some guys down right now, and, we have to understand that we need these reps, and I need these reps. So we can't go out here and start fighting each other just because, somebody did a little extra pushing or whatever case may be. We have to take the time and okay, put the pride aside. We need to make sure that we getting these reps because we need them.
As a Louisiana kid, played at University of Louisiana, how much did you know about Dak and before you came here?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something that you follow just because he's from that Shreveport.
Yeah, so it's funny you say that. The only thing I pretty much knew about that was that he was from Shreveport. Right. And then obviously, all the media he used to get. But one thing that I understood was that, nothing is never as good as it seems, and nothing is ever as bad as it seems. So as many times as people have said negative things, whether it's to Dak or whoever, like, it's never as good, it's never as bad, you know? And like I said, just staying in that neutral zone as a team right now, you know, standing and just understanding, that.
When did you learn that neutral mindset? Like, just that's what's best.
I'm sorry. We had this group, O2X, come in. They came in last year, and that's kind of when everything started, where it was like, you know, during the game, you know, you may have a certain amount of minutes where things are high, a certain amount of minutes where things are low, but you mainly want to stay in that neutral position because you still have a job to do, and you never want to, you know, get messed up in the head or anything. I'm sorry about that.
You spoke about your faith journey. You have a favorite chapter or verse or book in the Bible that you lean on?
Yeah, honestly, Philippians 4:13. I know it's, you know, a popular verse, but I do believe that, you know, I could do all things through Christ, especially like the recovery process.
One of the great challenges in this world is knowing enough about a subject to think you're right.
And rehab and stuff like that, because I know a lot of people think that, you know, it's going to be back or whenever, or like certain people, you know, you may hear, oh, he's going to be back in 4 to 6 weeks, you know, 2 months, whatever. Like, people don't really understand that, like, it takes a lot to sit up there and, like, go in every day and understanding, like, hey, like, my body's not doing what I want it to do, you know. So that's when I kind of have to lean on God. And I know some of these other guys are doing the same thing, so.
What was your knee injury?
I had it was like a slight tear in my patella, and also some tendonitis going on. I had got surgery, got a repair, got everything cleaned up, and, you know, I'm good.
Do a lot of media interviews in Lafayette?
No, not really.
What do you think of this attention?
You know, I think it's pretty cool, you know. I'm not a huge media guy, so, but I do take the chance and, you know, want to come and talk and get my story or whatever, whenever the chance is available. So.
All right,
thank you.
One more thing. Tyler
Yeah.
Smith's obviously a young guy.
Mhm.
But what do you think it is lining up next to him, and how much can he help you?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. So, we call him T-Sid, so he's helped out a lot, you know, and he may be young, you know, because of his age, but he definitely has played a lot of ball, and he has a lot of ball knowledge, and, you know, just understanding that I can go to him, I can still go to Tyler Guyton to, you know, understand that, hey, like, what do you see on this? Or, like, how do you study this? Or, you know, just different things. So he can give me a different look on the game than what I'm used to. And I just know that, like, he's a great teammate, you know, great teammate. Never thinks he's too big, you know, none of it. So, I think he's great.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
All right, so great interview by Nate Thomas. My takeaway from Nate Thomas, I'm gonna come to some of your comments, then we're gonna go to some film I got from, I'm gonna do one play from yesterday, and then we're gonna break down 3 plays from today that have just been uploaded. But I am telling y'all, this dude is the real deal. The Cowboys got him one with this dude, guys. They got him one. They absolutely got him one with this guy. Poopy D in the crib. What's going on, Poopy D? Good to see you. Terrence Franklin said he don't care about my contract. Yeah, I'm not even worried about it because I know he's gonna get paid anyway. But it'll get done when it get done. Dominique Pittman, what up? What's going on? Dominique said, y'all tripping, hit that like button. 214 only. We up to 291. Let's get some more likes in here. Some people on X, and I think they can't do the like button. All right, Carl, what's going on? He said we need a few more cripples on the team. Then before you know it, there are no players to play. Collins has seen his days. Hey, at the end of the day, depth and experience. I'll say leave him on there. Kirsten Brown said leave him where he at. He washed up trash. We're gonna see, because I'm pretty sure if he works out, the Cowboys will give him his opportunity to see if he can actually play. Let's get a couple of super chats in, then we're gonna go to the film. Jared Thomas, #1 Dak Prescott fan. He said, gee, Hurts stands moved the goalpost. No doubt, I always do. When I said that Hurts has been struggling in camp, he said it don't. He said it don't matter, but his fans got on Dak in tease. Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. JL, what up? He said, what's up? He said, what's your thoughts on the running back room? Incredible. Phil Maffa, he said, I think Phil Maffa should be elevated up the depth chart. Me too. I think Blue and Maffa can be a good duo. Hey, JL, you and Jared, let me tell you something. That's my dream. Phil Maffa. Brian Schottenheimer said he's finally starting to feel him. So I'm hoping that means he gets to move up the depth chart, because I'm telling us, man, we may have a DeMarco Murray in the making. Another DeMarco Murray in the making. So I'm good. So I want to see it. But I'm gonna come back to your comments. Brandon Mahoney in the crib. What's going on? I'm gonna come back to your comments in just a moment, because I am telling you, let's do some film work. Let's get it in. Let me show you this dude, Nate Thomas. I showed y'all this part yesterday, but I'm gonna show you again. When I look at him versus Guyton, and I'm not trying to start no controversy. Don't start none and won't be none. I'm just telling us. And let me see if I can go back real quick. Let me see if I can go back and look at a play here with Guyton. I may not have it. Let me see. Okay, so let's look at a couple of plays with Guyton. Now, I want you to notice Guyton. All I want you to pay attention is on Guyton is his feet. Feet for a left tackle are important. His feet are important. Fluidity in the way that he moves is important, because defensive ends are very crafty. Outside, inside, stutter steps, hops, skips. They do all kinds of stuff. And even the speed rushes. So whenever you're dealing with these guys, you got to be able to get that first quick step, and then you got to be able to move with them. And he's been doing a very good job with this. I want you to notice his feet. Let's put this in slow motion. Now watch his feet. Watch. Now, you might not think that's a big deal, but I want you to notice how those feet, they're not side to side as much as they're stepping over each other. That is not what you want as that tackle, because when you come to that point of impact, you don't get knocked over, pushed to the side, swiped out of the way. No, you always keep those feet square, so whenever that impact comes, you can withstand it and you can push back. Guyton has been working good. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from him. But Guyton was a right tackle, if I'm not mistaken, moved to left tackle. And while he's making tremendous progress, and no problem with him, he's the starter. But you can tell when you watch a natural left tackle versus him, you start going, oh, wait a minute. This dude looks like more of a natural left tackle. Look at him again. Watch those feet. Feet. Boom. Look at him. I'm going to use the same play. I'm going to just keep dissecting it. Next thing I want you to watch. Hands. Hands. Are the hands ready? Are the hands ready? Are they in that ready position? And do you use them like a karate or a karate or a sumo guy, whatever the case may be? How do you use your hands? Watch the hands. While he's got him, it's not natural yet. And I think he's going to get there. And I think this is where the Cowboys are trying to get Tyler Guyton. They're trying to get him to where it's more natural for him to play this position. Let me see. I want to see if we can get another one. I want to get one more play in, because when I show you what Nate Thomas look like, you're gonna be really tripping on it, because I'm telling us, Nate Thomas is just natural at this thing, man. Now, this was one of the plays that Donovan Ezeraku, I was showing this the last week. If you'll notice, the ball is here. Donovan Ezeraku is lined up somewhere in here. And one of the things that Donovan Ezeraku does, he gets a real good jump on the ball. And this is one of the reasons why he beat Guyton. But nevertheless, this happens in games sometimes. Sometimes that edge rusher, man, he gets the jump. And you got to have those feet that kick out that's good enough to catch this dude so he don't just run right around you. And this is exactly what happened with Donovan Ezeraku watching in slow motion. Watch this. See, oh, he got him. See, Donovan got him. This is a flat out sack. See, because those feet, look at the feet. He didn't kick those feet out. Look. Easy, got him. This is a sack. Straight up sack. If this had been in a regular season, whoever this quarterback is, Donovan Ezeraku would have murdered him. Murdered him. This is probably a turnover. Murdered him. But Guyton got better as the days went on. Guyton got better against Ezeraku, and we showed that. Now, let me show you this dude right here. Let me show you Nate Thomas. This is utterly ridiculous. Watch how natural this dude is. Now, he's lined up. You can hardly see him. This is him right here. What I want you to pay attention to is the feet and the hands. Watch how they are so fluid. He don't have to take large steps. He takes a lot of small steps because he keeps his stability, so when that point of impact comes, he don't get drove back. Nope, he's always ready for the point of impact. Great hand movement. When he gets his hands on you, boom, you moving. You moving where he wants you to. He a big dude. Check him out. This is the play from yesterday, and I'm gonna show you the ones from today. He looks even better. This is my favorite play, one of my favorite plays. But check him out. Watch this. Boom. Look at that. He just stands this guy up like, hey, man, you ain't going nowhere. And I was looking at this again today. Guys, look at this. You want to talk about being out of the play? Nate Thomas kept this guy totally away from the play. Look at the play. The play is running away. Hey, Nate said, nah, you ain't going with the play, bro. Look. Look at this separation. Crazy work. Crazy work. And he does this on the regular. He does this on the regular. I don't know what else to tell us. He does it on the regular. Okay, this is another play from yesterday. Let's get these two plays in. These are the two from today. So watch them right here. The one thing I notice about him too, this is him right here. Look how ready he is. Total concentration, ready. Totally ready. Watch how he rolls. Snap of the ball. Look how he kicks out. Boom. The kick out. Now watch the feet. Look at the feet. Natural. Natural. Boom, boom, boom. Natural. And when he gets ready to engage, you moving. He ain't moving. You moving. This dude is the real deal. I'm telling you. Watch his feet. Look at him in fast motion. Look, look, boom. Over. Over. I'm telling you, this dude is a natural left tackle. I ain't trying to start nothing. I'm just telling you. Look, look. Look at the hands. Look at the hands as he's moving. Oh, he ready. He ready. When you hit that space, boom. I'm looking at this again from this perspective too. When this dude gets you out of the play, You ain't getting back in. Nate Thomas, I'm telling you, I am so ready to see this dude against the Rams. Because from what I've seen in practice, when this dude gets you out of the play, you are not getting back in the play. Look, you not getting back in that play. You done. Whoever on him, done. You ain't getting back in the play. Watch him on the next one. This dude is absolutely, and what I'm gonna call him, technician. Technician. The Cowboys got him one. They got him one. I'm telling you, they're gonna have some decisions to make in a year. In a year, they're gonna have a decision to make. This dude is going to be challenging Guyton unless they move Guyton to right tackle. Save some money, cut Steele, move Guyton to right tackle and put Thomas at left tackle. I'm telling you, this dude is going to be a problem, and it's a good problem to have. He's gonna be a problem for Tyler Guyton. Check him out again. This dude built different. Look at them feet, man. This dude's feet are crazy work. Get this blowed up. Man, watch this dude's feet. The fluidity. I talked about it in the video. The fluidity. It's like it's natural for how he moves. Because if you'll notice what they try to do to him, they line this guy up over it. If he is going to be the one that's going to get him, but he's not going to come at him. Instead, he going to come out. So if Thomas falls for this, he could easily move and get out of position because now the guy's going to come from this angle. Nate Thomas too quick. He too quick and he too smart. Watch him move. Watch how it unfolds. Boom. He too smart. He too smart. And I think this is a different play. I thought I had a different play. So this is just straight up trying to run into him again. It's no hope on this dude. The footwork is too good. Look, watch the feet. Look, the feet are too good. The feet are too good. The feet on this dude is too good. And I want you to watch something else. I'm just observing how this guy operates. He's got his head swung out here. He's going to be able to swing his head out and then get his head back around. Watch what he does. Slow motion. Watch. Look. Out, in. Nah, bruh. It's over. I'm telling you, I want to see this dude against the Rams. I want to see him against the Rams. I'm telling you. I'm ready to see him against the opposition. He cold. Man, he cold. I'm telling you, he cold. He cold. I'm telling you. He cold. That's all I can tell you. Y'all tell me what you think. He cold-blooded. That's all I can tell you. Nate Thomas cold-blooded, y'all. He cold-blooded. I want to see him against the competition. Because from what I've seen, film work, shoot. Man, Nate Thomas is ready like Freddie. Let me get down some. Let me get that. I'm telling you, man, this dude is ready like Freddie. I absolutely love what this dude is doing. Let me see what we're talking about here. Ron Hanna said, love his mindset, G. We need guys that are ready because you never know. Yeah, he ready. Shoot, Poopy D. Hey. Kelly says, seems like you ready. This dude seems like he ready, man. This dude seems like he ready. Cowboys got him one with Nate Thomas. Yeah, Cowboys got him one with Nate Thomas. Ice cold cowboy in the crib. What's going on? Yeah, they got him one with this dude. They got him one. Yeah, my Newhouse. He's got a Tyler Booker type of mindset. You know, the crazy thing is people discount as big as these guys are. Man, a lot of these football players are very intelligent. Man, these guys are very intelligent. I mean, if you talk to them, you'd be thinking like, hey, man, this dude don't play football. He play chess. Then you kind of look at the whole package and you're like, okay, he's a football player. But this dude, man, I'm telling you, very intelligent. Very intelligent. Very intelligent. Natural left tackle. Yeah, he's taking guidance reps. Q-Town dude, what up? Yeah, he's very intelligent. Natural. A natural left tackle. Bar none natural left tackle. Y'all tell me what you think. I'm telling you. Looking at this guy on field, man, I was blown away. Blown away. Just how, like, Guyton, you're saying a lot of power, and he's working on it, and he's getting better. But when you watch this guy, you go, he's a left tackle. You immediately just go, he's a left tackle. He's a left tackle. Everything, foot movement, hand movement, the awareness, everything about this dude left tackle. Left tackle, I don't understand why in the world would the Cowboys bring him in and try to bring him and try to change him to a guard. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why would you try to make him a guard? The dude is a straight up tackle. Straight up left tackle, I'm telling you. I think Dak gonna be very I think Dak's gonna be very confident in this dude. Coyote says still healthy is decent. He has looked better in camp till he twisted his ankle. Who is at right tackle now? Steele. Steele is still out there at right tackle. But I tell you this. If Steele was to go, man, you move Guyton to right tackle and this dude, hey, get this dude Thomas a shake. Hey, the G is forgive it to me and I'm gone. Hey, I'm just saying, they give this guy a chance. Man, he might be in like Flynn. Setting his fan in the crib, what's going on? Good to see you. Joaquin Morales, what's going on? Dak was not, oh yeah. Y'all talking about that, discussions like that. Yeah, Dak's never been the problem to me. Lisa Worley, she said, I know I love the Cowboys, and all I'm saying is may the best man win between Mingo. Oh, I like the fact you said Mango. Yeah, Mingo. Ooh, let me tell you something. Lisa, we got good problems. We got good problems, I believe. We have good problems. Because if Mingo is pushing Tolbert the way he's starting to push him, oh, we got good problems. Oh, we got good problems. We don't just got good problems. We got great problems. We want Mingo to push Tolbert. Because if Mingo pushes Tolbert, that means Tolbert is that much better. That means Tolbert that much better. That means Tolbert goes home tonight and he says, Lisa, he don't say Lisa, he say, oh, I got to do better. I got to do better. I got to do better. Why? Because Mingo is making contested catches. I got some more for us. We're going to check out some of this CeeDee Lamb presser. And then, you know what? Before we go to this Mingo presser, got a little bit of breaking news. Let's do some breaking news right now. Yeah, we got some breaking news. Let's get some breaking news. Y'all remember what I showed you yesterday? Breaking news. Savon Revel Jr. has had a setback. I told you. When I saw him yesterday, I said, nah, this is a setback. He not ready. I told y'all, I said, there's no way looking at that video, that he was going to be ready. Check this out. Breaking news. Cowboys rookie, cornerback, Savon Revel Jr. no longer expected to return in time to hit the practice field in Oxnard. As the team errs on the side of caution after he dealt with some discomfort during recent rehab sessions. You think? It didn't take, Stevie Wonder could have saw how he came down. Stevie Wonder could have saw how he came down. So we pretty much knew by that time Savon Revel Jr. was not going to be ready. We still waiting on that phone call. Jerry. Stevie. We are ready for Stephon Gilmore. Get this man in town. Also, oh, hold on. I got y'all on the wrong breaking news. Breaking news. Yeah, Savon Revel Jr., he's not going to be ready. Being reported by Nick Harris. Yep. Setback. And I showed y'all the video the other day. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know this. But I'm going to show you something else. It's crazy to me that Trayvon Diggs is further, it seems, than Savon Revel Jr. But I'm telling y'all about this dude too. As it applies to Trayvon Diggs, I got some new video on him today. Yeah, we done skipped the breaking news. We're gonna come back up. We're gonna come back up to CeeDee Lamb. I got something on him too. Let me show you Trayvon Diggs. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Trayvon Diggs is not looking right to me. I don't understand what people are saying when they're looking at Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs doesn't look right. Watch this. Y'all tell me what y'all think as he runs. Watch this. Now watch when he jumps. Now look. I'm seeing the same thing I saw the other day. When he comes down, he goes from a gimp back to a regular stride. He did the same thing on tape the other day. Look at this. Watch again. I don't know if it's because he don't trust that knee. He don't want to come down on a certain way. But it's like I'm watching him. Y'all watch again. Look. See, he looks good when he's running. Oh. Just a slight gimp. Just a slight gimp. I don't think he's going to be ready either. I know he's not going to be ready. There's no way he's ready by game one. Watch again. Catch. Come. Oh. I just don't think he's ready either. It's like when he jumps, that's where the problem is. Same thing, and that's what puts Savon Revel Jr. back. Even when he's running right there, that don't look like a fluid stride. Watch how he runs away. That don't look fluid in certain spots. I don't think he's ready. This ain't even full speed. I'll tell y'all now, I'm glad that Kyrie Elam and DeRon Bland are doing their thing. I'm glad they're doing their thing because we're not gonna be able to count on Savon Revel Jr. or Trayvon Diggs until probably mid-season-ish. I just don't see them being. I don't see either one of them being ready. Savon Revel Jr., man, you might be talking the way he looking. October, November. What do y'all think? Trayvon Diggs, I'm thinking the same thing. October, November. I'm thinking October, November. I don't think there's any way that either one of them are ready. I don't. I'm telling y'all, Kyrie Elam is a godsend. Kyrie Elam is a godsend. And I'm glad because I knew he was going to do pretty good, but he's actually exceeded my expectations. Shoot, this dude is balling. And I got some more stuff too. I see y'all in there talking about the running backs. I got some more stuff in there for you too. Ron, you going back to Nate Thomas. I know I'm behind in the chat. He said, well, I'm going to do it for you, G. Them feet are crazy to be that big. Man, I'm telling you, Brian Schottenheimer said it. When you look at him, man, he jumps off the tape. When I watched him on tape, I'm sorry, he screams left tackle. He screams natural left tackle. It is. And Ron, you're right. It's hard to teach. You either have it or you don't. Guyton is being taught. It's natural for this dude. It is natural for this dude, the way he moves, and you can tell. Lisa Worley says, move Guyton. I'm serious. I wouldn't mind moving Guyton to right tackle. If I'm the Cowboys, I wouldn't rule it out. I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't rule it out. Booby D said, we'll have to wait and see how Guyton look, then we can make that decision. Yeah, again, this ain't about Guyton getting moved out of position. I definitely want to see Guyton succeed. I want to see Guyton succeed because the Cowboys have invested in him and they want to make sure he's successful. Kroger, what up? Kroger said Nate Thomas the real deal. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. All right, we're gonna listen to a little bit of CD Lamb, boy. I'm telling you, the show, man, we got a fire show today. We're gonna come back. Boy, let me tell y'all something. These wide receivers for the Cowboys been showing out today. These boys been showing out, man. I'm excited. We're gonna listen to it. Like I said, we're gonna listen to a little bit of CD. Boy, I'm gonna show you the plays on these wide receivers. These boys were showing out today. They were showing out today. Let me read a couple more. My man Poopy D. Hold on, let me see. Let me get y'all got to me on the cornerback position. Ron Hanna said, dang. Well, they better get Gilmore. I'm telling you, they need to bring in Gilly, man. Poopy D, he said, dang, Revel. Yep, Poopy D. Revel had a setback. And this is why I'm always concerned. Because the Cowboys are always trying to get guys back early. I don't want guys back early. Not me. No, I want you back healthy. I don't want you back early. If we're in the season and we're on a playoff run and we're late in the season, I'm kind of like, okay, can you work back? Yeah, now I'm like, okay, can we get you back early? Maybe whatever you're working with, can we get you back early? But if I'm talking at the beginning of the season, nah, bro, don't work back early. I don't want you to hit that field in the beginning of this season until you're 100%. I don't want Trayvon Diggs. I don't want Savon Revel Jr. on the field for the Cowboys until they're 100%. 100%. Now, if they're getting hurt mid-season and we're on a run, hey, bro, let's see if we work your way back in. But right now, nah, man, you got to get healthy. You got to get healthy. And so Savon Revel Jr., he got that setback. I don't think either one of them will be ready, Poopy D. I don't. I still see Diggs with a little bit of gimp, too. Ice Cold said Revel's body rebellious against him. Yep. Facts. Iceberg Slim. He had her challenge Lisa. He said Lisa Tolbert getting nervous. He losing confidence. I don't know if he losing confidence, but I can tell you this. Jonathan Mingo is gaining confidence. Shoot. Mingo gaining confidence. Yeah, the 70s fan Stephon Gilmore is getting signed in August. Yeah, well, it's about to be. The Cowboys need to do something on him. Dominique Pittman, you said you don't see nothing on Trayvon Diggs? Okay. It could be me. Chase said he looks fluid. It could be me. I just don't think he looks fluid. It seemed like every time he comes down off that catch, it's like a couple of steps and then he gets back fluid. And again, that could simply be he don't trust the knee yet. It could really just be something like that. But for me, I don't see the fluidity yet in that run. I don't see it. The big Ron Bowski, what's going on? The Big Run Bowski. That picture almost looks like what used to be the ghost of Mike McCarthy. I remember he had that picture before. Is this the Big Run Bowski, formerly known as the ghost of Mike McCarthy? I have to keep up with you. But if not, okay, he says Big Run Bowski. He said, but Jerry Stephen promised us during the draft, Rebel would be ready coming to training camp. It's like nothing was learned from Jalen Smith's experience. Now, the Big Run Bowski, man, he is not Jalen Smith. That dude had a cataclysmic injury. And the injury that he had, it was a miracle he even played. A miracle he even played. Lisa Worley said, cornerback room is light as a feather. Can we please get Gilmore? And the problem is, it is light. Yeah, it is light. We got a lot of folk in there, but we don't know if they're healthy or not. So I do think we got to get some people in, for sure. I don't think neither one of them's going to be ready. Johnny Blue said that's why he's not going to be ready to game 5 or 6. If he was smart and Dallas was smart, yeah, keep him out. And again, I'm telling us, thank the football gods. Kyrie Elam is going to be pivotal for the Cowboys this year. Absolute pivotal for the Cowboys. Inglewood Trojans, what up with you? Mahoney Mayfield, Mo Money Mayfield, what up? Mo Money said, all I'm seeing is wasted first round picks. Gee, it's not a good look. I'm gonna reserve judgment on Savon Revel Jr. I'm gonna reserve judgment on Savon Revel Jr. All right, guys. So let's hear a little bit of CeeDee Lamb. Let's hear a little bit of CeeDee Lamb, and then I'm gonna hit you with some play. I'm gonna hit you with Mingo plays today. Mingo was balling today, but he wasn't the only one balling. These wide receivers for the Cowboys are putting pressure on Mingo or putting pressure on Tolbert for a wide receiver 3 reps. And hey, you know what? Some of them may get some wide receiver 2 or some wide receiver 1 reps. They may have packages for these guys. You never know. So let's check out a little bit of CeeDee Lamb presser. And then we're going to get it rolling. We're going to get it rolling with these wide receivers. These boys were balling today, I'm telling you. Hold on a second. CeeDee Lamb, man, I had a couple of them on. He been all over the place, man. He did one with 105.3 The Fan. He did one 105.3 The Fan yesterday, then came back. Okay, we got Dak Prescott, so we will listen to some of CeeDee Lamb. And I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna work it. Let's listen to some of CeeDee Lamb, and then we're gonna flip. We're gonna listen to some of CeeDee Lamb, and then we're gonna flip to our man Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, Luke and Jack Schoon. What? Luke and Jack Schoonmaker. What does that mean? Got Terrence Steele. Oh, man, hey, we got some great interviews. So we want to check these 2 out, maybe even these 3. Cooper Beebe. I definitely want to hear from Mozzie Smith, and then we'll get Dak Prescott. So let's listen to a little bit of CeeDee Lamb. Man, I told you, man, we're going to make sure we get some breaking news in today. So we're going to check out some of CeeDee Lamb from earlier today, and then we're going to roll back, and we're going to listen to Dak Prescott.
Station 105.3 The Fan, how was practice?
Practice was good. It didn't end well. The guys just couldn't hold themselves together. Obviously, I'm a part of the team, so we couldn't hold ourselves together. You know what I'm saying? And,
okay, this is yesterday.
I mean, with that, with the lack of discipline comes the disciplinary actions. So we had to end the game. I'm gonna end the practice with running, and I mean that sucks, but you need that every now and then.
Yeah. How do you judge having the fire that you want versus the discipline?
It's a little bit of both. That's what championship teams are made of. Like able to get to that line and never cross it. You know what I'm saying? So like for us, we just got to be able to have that fire between the whistle, like fight, literally. Do whatever you got to do to make the play and win your rep. But like once that play is over, bro, you should be over. You know what I'm saying? And myself included, even when I'm mad. And I mean, that takes courage. It takes a lot of ego put aside, and can't let a man get the best of you.
We've seen and discussed your maturation and leadership grow.
We may have to cut this short. They got.
Oh, every.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. All right. Okay. I was trying to make sure that loop wasn't back there on CD Lamb. Okay. I had something else playing. My bad.
All right, every single year, Bobby stresses to the Cowboys PR, let's get the most interesting man on the team with the interviews we've had over the seasons. CeeDee Lamb sitting down with us in the Wild Fork Foods hot seat on the Cowboys.
Well, listen to the first half of this, and then we're going to move on to the wide receivers so we can make sure we get Dak Prescott. Got to get Mozzie Smith in, at least Dak Prescott and Mozzie Smith. So we want to make sure we get them in. So we'll listen to half of CeeDee Lamb, and then I'm going to take you to these wide receivers on the rise. Let's go.
Cowboys Station 105.3 The Fan. How was practice?
Practice was good. It didn't end well. The guys just couldn't hold themselves together. Obviously, I'm a part of the team, so we couldn't hold ourselves together. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, with that, with the lack of disciplines comes the disciplinary actions. So we had to end the game. End the practice with running, and I mean that sucks, but you need that every now and then.
Yeah. How do you judge having the fire that you want versus the discipline?
It's a little bit of both. That's what the championship teams are made of. Like, able to get to that line and never cross it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for us, we just got to be able to have that fire between the whistle. Like, fight, literally. Do whatever you got to do to make the play and win your rep. But, like, once that play is over, bro, you should be over. You know what I'm saying? And myself included, even when I'm mad. And, I mean, that takes courage. That takes a lot of ego putting aside and can't let a man get the best of you.
We've seen and discussed your maturation and leadership grow every single year. Do you feel like you have to go over and talk to whoever the guilty parties are every time, once in a while? How do you involve yourself in addressing it?
No, me now, obviously, coming into the league, everyone knows I wasn't big of a talker. But as we all know, I'm a lead by example guy, but just breaking myself out of that realm and being comfortable, being uncomfortable. So with that being said, I do have to go up there and talk to those guys every time, whoever it is. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I've done it this is my 6th year now, and I've seen a lot of ball, and I kind of got an understanding of how this NFL thing works. And for one, I also want these guys to keep money in their pockets and feed their families. So if there's anybody that know a thing about fines, you're looking at them.
Do you give them a code red?
Nah, it's just like, bro, just relax. I understand, like, you have to hit it a moment. Don't be mad at me either. But, like, because when you're mad, you don't want to be bothered by nobody. You know, you don't want really anyone to just tell you, like, at that point to chill or, like, relax. But, like, at that moment, that's when you're someone's needed the most to tell you that. Like, when you're at your most heated moment, are you able to control it? Like, are you able to hone it in just a little bit? And then some may not. Some, you know, some are better than others. And I'll be oblivious to just be telling you guys that I'm good at it all the time. Because hell no, I'm not. Like, it's annoying, but it's some things you got to do.
Can penalties be coached? That's like a lifelong football debate.
That comes with discipline. So as far as it being coached, not necessarily, because what one see as a flag, the other may not. And then you never know. You may get a bad call in the game. You never know. You just got to prepare for the worst things. You know what I'm saying? And for us, if we can control the things like the combative fouls, that's perfectly fine. We're going to have to leave it in the hands of the ref. I mean, nobody ever wants to do that. But, like, if it comes down to it in a one-on-one battle in between the play, you wanna push that needle. Like,
CeeDee Lamb here on 105.3 The Fan. What has a Brian Schottenheimer training camp been like so far?
It's been funny. I mean, not funny. It's been fun. It's been funny as well, too, in the meeting rooms. But as far as work, man, he's all about work. He's all about getting everything done, getting it on tape, getting it done the right way and to his standard. And if it's not done to his standard, then we're going to keep repeating it. And I kind of like it because it gives us some structure. You know what I'm saying? It gives us some discipline. It gives us some rules to follow, some lanes to stay within. And I mean, talent has never been a problem for us. We have literally the most. That's why every interview I'm as confident as I am, because if you look at our roster, I mean, hey, you could put us up with anybody, and you'll be like, why? And then it comes to discipline. Like, we're putting ourselves 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10 when we could have been 3rd and 2. 3rd and 12, like things of that. Like, and you're in the league, bro. You're not gonna just get every 3rd and 12.
Oh. So is this up to date?
Mostly.
Yeah.
So they've been more intense and everything. Do they feel like more tiring? Like, are you more worn out after a practice this year as opposed to the previous couple years?
Not at all. Not at all. And I can speak for myself. I would say I have more energy, essentially. Granted, the body of work is always going to be the body of work. Like, your body's going to be hurting after practice.
Yeah.
But as far as being tired, I mean, you're going to be fatigued. That's natural. You're a human. But as far as getting on and off the field and then getting right into the meeting rooms and getting it corrected, I feel like this is night and day.
CD, how much you talk almost every offseason, it seems like, about the different things you've worked on with your game and things like that, stuff that you want to change. How much do you think you've changed, though, over the course of the last few years, just personally, in terms of your approach? We talked about the leadership stuff, but in terms of how you feel about the game, how you approach practices, how your work habits are, what part of that has changed for you?
Everything, honestly. And I feel like every year, I mean, it's a year of experience and it's a year of growth. So the things that I've learned last year, obviously coming in with my situation late and then going into play, I know like the things that I need to work on and my body had to adjust properly and the right certain type of treatments and certain type of meetings, certain type of workouts. Man, I've gotten better at taking care of my body and obviously exerting the energy in the right places and when I need to. So as for me, it's just staying available. Again, obviously that's priority number one in all of my off-season builds as far as getting better. Just how much more can I be available for my team? Granted, I'm out there, but I probably was hurt. You never know. So, like, just kind of avoiding different things and then getting better, sharpening my hand-eye coordination, looking the ball in all the time, just literally fundamental things that I feel like are a tendency to forget because you're in the highest stage of football. So,
give us, as a wide receiver who can run all day, a week's worth of training of what you do running-wise. How do you just every year know out here day one that you can run all day? Doing what in the off season?
Every
just
week
typical
is cardio. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Every week is cardio. Every day of the week is cardio. So you're working out 5 days out the week, right? Because you don't want to kill yourself. Some go 7. I mean, shout out them. But I need my body to breathe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going 5 days out the week. You do legs Monday, arms Tuesday. Then you have a Wednesday for recovery. Thursday, same thing. Thursday legs, Friday arms, and then on top of both of those, you do that for an hour. You work out in a weight room for an hour. Then you go out and do the field for like an hour and a half. Whether it's agility movements, whether it's positional drills, whether it's straight line speed, whether it's the backhand speed. So like that's 4 different things that I've given you that you could hit throughout the week. So just keeping my endurance up, and obviously when in the game, because I never want to come out.
Yeah.
I'm just prepared for the worst.
And your cardio, besides those drills, is usually what per week? Are you going outside running? Are you running on a treadmill?
I'm on a field. I'm on a real field.
Yeah.
So like the only way that you can prepare for football is being on a football field, honestly. And then I mean I do track workouts too because I feel like the endurance there is much different.
We keep asking, sorry, Chop, in today's training camp, whether
one more question, then we go to the wide receivers.
Has the effect? You went through that. Looking back on it, did it affect you?
I missed the whole thing, so it's different. Honestly, missing a whole camp, absolutely. Missing half of it, and your body has time to adjust. You know what I'm saying? You need about 2 weeks for your body to really fully adjust to like, oh, okay, we're playing ball now. Like, that's what we're doing? Okay. So you're going to have some soft tissue nicks that is literally going to be repaired in like 2 days. You take care of your body. You do whatever you got to do. You address it. And be like, oh, okay, so like I'm doing this now. And then now you get in the routine.
Do you think if they took camp, which I guess is what, 6 weeks? And
4 to 6, yeah.
Oh, and they cut it down to 2. Do you think that would still work?
You'll be ready. You'll for sure be ready, and you'll be more antsy for sure. So, like, essentially that's like saying we will be done with camp after this week, which, I mean, I'm ready to go now, right? But I would say, like, as far as to get the things that you need, I give it like 3 weeks. Body preparation, understanding of assignments, installs, and then making sure that there are no hiccups. So I'll give it about 3 to 4.
How you guys go from no hitting, it's literally 0 to 120 week 1.
Yeah.
Is your body like feel like it's in a car wreck after week 1? How do you prepare yourself for the hitting?
That's what camp is for. That's what I'm saying.
But
so
but y'all don't. I mean, you're not really.
You're not gonna hit each other, right?
Yeah.
But we got a thud tempo, so it's like a little pop, like boom, and then you just run. Like if that's all you need. I mean, the preparation as far as getting tackled is going to the ground essentially. So I'm glad we're on grass. You know what I'm saying? It's a little more. Mother Nature is a lot more nicer to us than turf is. But I mean, hey, at the end of the day, you playing ball, so get prepared for it. Mentally prepare for it. Put yourself in a position to play in a game, and overall, just go win.
So it's
CeeDee Lamb is just sounding like the just constant pro. I mean, he just sounds like a championship level receiver right now. I mean, I said he was top 3. I'm taking him to top 2 now. It's him and Jamar Chase. It's him and Jamar Chase. And I'm telling you, just based on everything I hear from CeeDee Lamb, if you gave me the option, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I would take CeeDee Lamb over Jamar Chase, but that's me. I could be a little bit biased too. I could be a little bit biased. But I can tell you, man, just this guy's mental game, his leadership, I mean, the things that he's doing now. I mean, we could call him top 3, but hey, man, I'm taking him. I'm taking him as my top receiver. I'm taking him as my top receiver in the NFL. And I do believe that him and George Pickens will emerge as the top wide receiver duo in this league. I'm gonna go to a couple of comments. Got a super chat here, and then we're gonna watch these wide receivers on the rise for the Cowboys. Boy, we going back to the tape, y'all. Let me tell you something. These boys are balling. They are straight up balling. Tyrone Jones, appreciate that $5 super chat. Man, let me tell you something. These wide receivers on the rise for the Cowboys. Balling. Balling. All right, let me give me a couple of more. I'm going to get a couple of more in. We're going to get a couple of more of these things in, and then we're going to go to the film. I'll probably get a couple more. Newhouse says Diggs won't be ready until at least second half of the season. I think so, too. Newhouse. I think him and Savon River Jr. are going to probably be around the same timeline, which is crazy to me. But I think what wound up happening to him, I think they were pushing him a little hard. Oh, it is the ghost of Mike McCarthy, the big Rombowski. He said it's me. I had to reset my Google account. Yeah, I thought it was you. I figured it was you when I saw them long curly locks. I figured it was you when I saw them long curly locks. All right, hold on a second. The big Rombowski. Hold on just a second. Yeah, good to see you. I was wondering where you been. What happened? They told you couldn't use that name to Ghost of Mike McCarthy. They told you can't use that name to Ghost of Mike McCarthy, the big Rombowski.
No one teaches you how to speak it up.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, hold on a second. I'm trying to get situated with the big Rombowski here. All right, let me see here. Let me find you in here. Rombowski, throw me a comment down there so I don't have to look all the way back through these things. Throw me a comment. All right, let me see here. All right, Dominique Pittman, he said, yeah, I don't see him being ready week 1, probably mid-season. Yeah, I'm thinking the same way on these guys, man. I'm thinking mid-season on them. But again, we need to be thankful to the football gods because Deron Bland, 100% healthy. And this dude, Kyer Elam. I told y'all this dude, Kyer Elam. I told y'all. I said, man, this dude, Kyer Elam, he going to be big for the Cowboys. Exceeding my expectations, nonetheless. Exceeding my expectations. But he's going to be great for the Cowboys. He is going to be great for the Cowboys. So I'm very happy with yeah, I'm very happy with that. All right, I already found you, Rombowski, the big Rombowski. I already found you. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. The big Rombowski said they need to go back old school off-season diets of steaks, pizza. Boy, back in the old days, man. But you know, the problem is the big Rombowski, food ain't made the same no more. You can't eat like you used to because the food is not the same. I mean, you know, I can remember back in the day, people never got sick. I mean, you never heard about diseases. I mean, like cancers were a rarity. You never heard of that stuff. Now, shoot. All this anxiety and all these different things, killing people with food. But I ain't gonna go there. But I'm telling us, Yeah, Lisa Worley. We about ready. We got a little over a month before our first game. Yep, let's go. Let's go. I think we're down to what, 33 days? Something like that, 33, 34 days. Brian Davis. Lamb and Pickens is going to be tough. Brian Davis, I'm about to show you something. Not only is Lamb and Pickens going to be tough, man, these doggone Cowboy wide receivers that are fighting for that number 3 spot, these boys is balling. Matter of fact, on that note, man, we about to go to the tape on this thing. We about to go to the tape. I'm telling you. So I went and got a couple of plays. Got a couple of plays I want to show us. So Brian talked about this earlier. So what the Cowboys did is that the Cowboys went to some one-on-ones. They went to some one-on-one matchups to kind of get some work in, wide receiver to cornerback. I saw this. I saw guard to tackle. I saw quite a few things. Guard to defensive tackle. I saw quite a few things. So I got this play here, and I want to call your attention to this dude, Jonathan Mingo. This dude, Jonathan Mingo. First things first. Jonathan Mingo is a problem. Excuse me. Jonathan Mingo is a problem because he is such a big, wide receiver. He is a problem. I want you to watch right off the top. As soon as they get out, it looks like he's going to try to jam him a little bit. But because Jonathan Mingo is such a strong receiver, I mean, he's going to have no problem. I mean, he's going to get out on him, and I mean, he's going to get out on him. Check this out. Now, this is holding. This is holding. I'm sorry. This is Trayshawn Holden. I got the wrong one. Now, the thing about Trayshawn Holden, he gets a very good jam on him, knocks him off balance. And he's got tight coverage. Watch this catch by Holden, Lisa Worley. Look at this. Boom. What? This man is a problem. Let's watch it again. Let's put this thing in slow motion. Watch this. This right here. Look at this. Boom. What? Trayshawn Holden. Trayshawn Holden. Can't hold him. Can't hold him. What? Look at this. Boom. Let's look at that one more time. Knock this boy off balance. I mean, could almost be hands to the face, looks like. Holden gets his balance back. I wish I could see who threw that rock. Look at this. High point, boom. Can't hold him. Can't hold him. Brian Davis. These Cowboy wide receivers, they trying to get it, man. They trying to get it, man. Here's another play. I want to show y'all this. Man, the play within the play. Okay. This is actually a Jonathan Mingo touchdown. But you really can't see Mingo. But let me call your attention to this. What did I tell y'all earlier? This dude, Nate Thomas, is a menace. This dude is a menace. Let me tell you something. When he gets his hands on you, you're not getting in the play. I want you to see the time that Dak Prescott has. You're not getting in the play. Nate Thomas get his hands on you. I am so excited to see this dude against the Rams. When this dude gets his hands on you, you're not getting in the play. And so, y'all remember last year also we were talking about we want to see Jonathan Mingo with Dak Prescott? Well, watch this. First, I want to show you, again, the game within the game. Watch this boy, Nate Thomas. This boy goes to work. Look, boom. Nah, bruh. Nah, bro. Gives Dak time. And it might have been Mills. I thought it was Dak. No, I think that's Dak. Yeah, it's Dak. Watch him. Hits Mingo in the corner. Mingo. Ballin. Man, these wide receivers for them Cowboys. These wide receivers, they serious with theirs, man. They serious with theirs. Now I'm gonna show you this last play. So we got Jonathan Mingo in the one-on-one drill. Jonathan Mingo, when you look at him, this dude is a large he's a large wide receiver. He's gonna be bigger than most cornerbacks. Bottom line. He's gonna be bigger than most cornerbacks. And watch this dude's separation. Look, the separation is crazy. Separation is crazy. Concentration is crazy. Cornerback kind of gets back in there. Gets it. Cornerback kind of is trying to pull him down a little bit. Now that cornerback, what he should have did was kind of try to wrap his hands around him a little bit better. But the reason why he can't, Mingo is a big receiver. He can't do Mingo like he do a smaller receiver, because this cornerback isn't small either. But Mingo is just a larger wide receiver. So he can just fing you off simply with his body. Yeah. Mingo, 3 touchdowns a day, by the way. Look, he's just a bigger wide receiver, and he did get his hands up in there. There's just nothing you can do. This dude is a large wide receiver. Now, you would probably prefer him to maybe stick his hand up, or that ball should either be more out in front of him. But nevertheless, look at this. Whoa. Shoo, man. Mingo balling up in here, y'all. Shoo, Mingo balling. And man, when I tell y'all about these wide receivers for the doggone Cowboys, when I tell y'all about these wide receivers, hold on, let me pull up a couple more plays for you. Shoot. Man, let me tell you something. I got a couple of more for you. You want to see some more craziness? Let me show you some more craziness. George Pickens and Dak Prescott are sick. Sick. Look at this. Watch Dak. Dak steps into this one. Watch this. Boom. Dak steps into that thing. Look at this. Bam. Over. It's gonna be over for some teams, man. This dude Dak and Dak and George Pickens are sick. Somebody said Dak can't throw deep. I don't know where they got that from. I don't know where they got this from. Shoot, Dak steps up, bam. Look at this. No hope. No hope. No hope. Team's gonna be struggling against CeeDee Lamb and Pickens. Especially Pickens, they're gonna be struggling. They're gonna be struggling. They are going to be struggling. Let me show you a couple of more here. And these wide receivers today, these boys was putting in work. Look at this. Got this boy right here too. He putting his hat in the ring too. Trayshawn Holden, the man that only had $3,000 guaranteed on his contract. He trying to get that money. Check him out. Joe Milton. Boom. Look at that speed. I see you, Trayshawn Holden. I see you. Let's look at a couple of more plays on these wide receivers. I'm telling you, these guys, man, shoot, they are balling. They are balling. You already saw that catch early from Trayshawn Holden. Of course, he got him a touchdown today. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, in the words of Bernie Mac. Boy, let me tell you. Y'all ever heard of turpentine? Y'all remember, y'all heard this from me first. Man, it is turpentine. Shoot. This dude Turpin is burning people like turpentine. It is turpentine. Watch this play right here. Dude, this poor separation. Watch this. Look at this. What? Man, run that back. Look at this boy Turpin separation. What? It's over. Ain't no corner gonna get this man that much room. It's over. Run that back. What? Bye. Over. Over. Turpin is going to be a bona fide weapon for the Cowboys this year. Should have been last year, but they didn't use him right. They are using Turpin quite a bit. They are using him quite a bit, all kinds of ways. Yeah, they're using him all kinds of ways. Okay, that was the same play. All right, let me get one more play in here. George Pickens, 3 touchdowns on the day. Dak and this man gonna be a problem. Straight up. Gonna be a problem. Dak put that in the perfect spot. Right in front of the corner. Right above the safety, right in front of the corner. Perfect throw. This is sick. Sick. I'm telling us, man, these boys balling. They straight up balling, guys. Straight up balling. I'm ready to see it now against some other teams, because these boys are balling. There's no getting around. There's no getting around it. Lisa Worley, this for you. I found this one at the end. I found this one at the end of the day. Our man Tolbert, not to be upstaged. Check him out. Jalen Tolbert, let's go. Lisa Worley. Got him. Got him. Got him. Yep. Cowboys wide receivers, y'all, they on the rise, man. That's all I'm telling you. The Cowboys wide receivers, they on the rise. This is the best. Man. Best wide receiver room since the 90s. Best wide receiver room since the 90s. I feel for Dez Bryant. To me, they never got Dez Bryant, that other wide receiver. What was his name? Terrence or whatever his name was. They never got Dez. Jason Witten was the complimentary receiver to Dez Bryant. I mean, we had people that were kind of sprinkled in and out. But we never got Dez somebody like we said, like, hey, Dez and this wide receiver are like going to be unstoppable. But I think we did. We might have Miles Austin for 2 years. I'm thinking Miles Austin played during the Dez time, didn't he? And I'm thinking that Miles Austin, at once upon a time, man, he was a dominant receiver for about 2 years. But them doggone knees gave out on him. And I think one of the other issues is he fell up under the Kardashian curse. Yeah. He started dating one of them Kardashians. But man. CeeDee Lamb, this is an opportunity of a lifetime for him. And this is an opportunity of a lifetime for him and CeeDee Lamb to play with two receivers that are this talented. Crazy work. And even as it applies to Dak Prescott, you don't get many opportunities to play with a wide receiver duo this good, because people have to remember that when what's our man's name? Amari Cooper. CD wasn't at the stage where George Pickens is. CD was still learning. CD was not at the peak of his powers. CD Lamb is at the peak of his powers, and he got George Pickens, who's also on the cusp of being at the peak of his powers. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. When you get that, man, the Cowboys got to strike while the iron is hot, man. You just don't get this. You just don't get this often. The Cowboys offense, I'm telling you, it's the last thing I'm worried about. I'm not worried about it. It's going to be able to run, pass. It's going to be able to do run, punt, pass, and kick. It's going to be able to do everything. But it's going to be able to pass, run. I think they're going to be way better on the line of scrimmage. I think the Cowboys, and they have the depth that if somebody start acting a little kooky on the offensive line, they can switch up like anywhere during the season and say, we're going with a better lineup on the offensive line. The Cowboys offense, I'm not worried about. The only thing I'm worried about with the Cowboys is the defense. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Edge rusher, fine. Linebacker, fine. Defensive tackle from the 3-tech perspective, fine. Concerned about the 1-tech, concerned about the linebackers, because concerned about the 1-tech, concerned about the cornerback depth. I'm not as worried about the starting cornerbacks. I think Kyrie Elam, Deron Bland, Wanye Thomas, bring in Stephon Gilmore. I think we'll be able to hold it down. I'm just anticipating Stephon Gilmore. I think we'll be able to hold it down. But the defense is the only place I'm questioning on where we're going to be. The shoe. And I'm going to tell you something else. And we're going to go to our Dak Prescott interview. Because I'm going to tell you something else nobody's talking about. To say that Dak Prescott is balling out this offseason, it is an understatement in this training camp to say that Dak Prescott's balling. It's an understatement. Dak Prescott is absolutely murdering this camp. Murdering this camp. He is. He's murdering this camp. And so, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. Praying for continued health for Dak Prescott. We got this news earlier for y'all who did not know. It's not breaking news anymore. Got broke over there on X. It says here, Clarence Hill broke. Cowboys are working out veteran offensive lineman and former Cowboys player Lyle Collins on Friday. Collins is one of quarterback Dak Prescott's best friends. So Lyle Collins, if he got something left in the tank, Lyle Collins is going to be a camp body for us. And they're going to see what he's going to be made of. That's breaking news on that. Want to make sure I got that in. And so let's get to Dak Prescott. Let's get this Dak Prescott interview in. And then we're going to go to the best plays. Then we're going to be out. Let me go to your comments. Appreciate y'all rocking with me on this Thursday night. Newhouse said just 2 years ago, Dak was up for MVP, but they hate on Dak. He'll be up for it again if we're not careful. Ron Hanna said size matters. G, and Mingo has a size. A lot of slot corners. It's a mismatch all day. Yeah, he gonna get reps. Yeah, he gonna get reps, man. Ice Cold Cowboy said large, grande, huge. Yeah, he gonna get reps. This dude gonna play. Dominique said, I'm rooting for Mingo to get that third wide receiver spot. You know, the good thing is, though, even if he doesn't get it, I'm going to tell you what this does for the Cowboys. And I think the Cowboys are playing this perfectly good this year, and I hope they even take it into the season. In actuality, you don't have to have CeeDee Lamb and Pickens lining up on the outside every offensive snap. Line Mingo up out there sometimes. Mingo's probably going to be great in the run game. Line Mingo up out there to block. And then just when people think he's out there to block, let him go downfield. Line Jonathan Mingo up in some of those packages. I mean, they're going to have the versatility to where they won't have to actually have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens on the field every offensive snap. How about giving them a break sometimes? Keeping them fresh all throughout the game. Find certain spots throughout the game to where you say we're going to pound the rock. You know, and then you kind of change up your wide receiver core, or maybe kind of flip them out one at a time, and then you put them back in at the same time again. I mean, the Cowboys are going to have so many options. There'll be no need to wear down a player this year. There'll be no need. They got a lot of depth. Let these guys play. Yeah, Lisa, that's why I'm saying he's different and bigger than Tolbert. That's why they can coexist. Straight facts. The Cowboys got enough depth. Let them all play. Big Rabowski said, I need a pair of shorts like Mingo's to walk around town in. He said, going to be feeling like Lieutenant Dang. Oh, boy, yeah, Reno 911. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, boy. Stuff. Yep. Catherine the Kid said, there's a beast together, G. Dak and GP, straight up. Straight up, they're going to be crazy. Ron Hanna said, G, CD 6'2", GP 6'3", Mingo 6'2", size matters, family. You can't double all three. And Mingo not short either. I mean, not Mingo. Tolbert's not short either. Yeah, he's not short by far. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Cowboys got all these Dak Prescott is, Jerry called these Dak-friendly receivers, as he calls them. Ron Hanna, Turpin. It's Turpin time. Shoot, it's Turpin time. Turpin is our Swiss Army knife. Yeah, he going to be that chess piece this year. That boy Turpin. All they got to do is get him in space. They get that boy Turpin in space, and it's over. It is over. Straight up. Madman Terrence Williams. I was never sold on Terrence Williams. It's not that he was terrible, but he was not the George Pickens to CeeDee Lamb. If they ever could have got Dez Bryant a doggone, boy, if they could have ever got Dez Bryant another wide receiver, woo! Super Bowl bound. Lisa Worley said, you have a great show today. Not like you don't have one all the time. Great show, G. Hey, to God be the glory. I'm trying to give you all that content. I'm telling you, boy, if they would have ever gave Dez Bryant, Lisa Worley, if they would have ever gave Dez Bryant some help, could have had a Super Bowl with them. Ice Cold, I'm with you. I feel like they have a plan, a direction unlike past years. I am with you 1,000%. Madman said, what we're going to do if they pick Brooks or Florino over Mingo? Madman, we going to Texas Stadium. We going to protest, bro. They better not pick Brooks. I don't think Brooks going to make the team. I don't. Rombowski, he said those same options you got to work with in the O-line room. You also need in the DB room. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you something. I know people are not happy about the Cowboys not having Micah Parsons signed. But I asked this question on X last night to Attack on Cowboys. It's rhetorical because me and him are on the same page on this. What has the Joneses done wrong this offseason other than not getting Micah Parsons signed? As crazy as the Joneses are and have been, man, them boys have put in work this season. They have put together, they haven't put together the best roster in football yet. but they're getting there, and I think they're gonna get there next year. USMC, what's up? I see you changed that avatar. He said, I'm hearing Wanye Thomas. That's what I was just saying. Wanye Thomas is gonna be the new J. Lou, I think. I think he'll be the J. Lou. Philly Ron said, G cracks me up. Dak can throw 5 6s, and G will boast that he threw 5 touchdowns. Now, Philly Ron, stop playing now. I've actually been showing the Dak Prescott interceptions. Now, stop playing now. I've been showing them Dak Prescott interceptions. And I've been saying that Dak needs to do this better, do that better, but he's been playing extremely well. He's been playing extremely well. It's been a great training camp for Dak Prescott. It really has. All right, let's get this thing in. Let's get this thing in with Dak Prescott. Hey, you know what? We gotta make sure we watch the game tonight too. It's the Hall of Fame game, and I'm sorry, maybe I'm the only one. I'm excited. Trey Lance is starting. Trey Lance is starting in the Hall of Fame game. I'm absolutely excited. Man, I want Trey Lance to be successful. I do. I hope this man gets an opportunity to shine in this league. Yeah, Poopy D, like I said, he wasn't terrible. Yeah, he made some big plays, and part of that was because of Romo. But they never gave Dez that complimentary receiver like they do in CD. Man, they gave this dude like 9 Christmas presents in one. I'm telling you. Big Rombowski, he said, I think the Ferg re-sign was a mistake. Philly needed to prove it more this season. But you know what, Big Rombowski? They didn't want to take the chance. And this is why I think it's a good sign. They didn't want to take the chance. And if he would have balled out, then you would have had to pay him top 3 money. And now you're only paying him top 7 money. I think it's a good deal. It's only a $50 million deal. We hadn't seen all the final numbers on it though. I don't even think it's a big deal. I really don't. I'm pretty sure the Cowboys got some good escape hatches on it, for sure. Poopy D, the only person they didn't do this to is Micah Parsons. And that's why I said only Micah Parsons. They signed Oso Digizua early. Now they've signed Jake Ferguson early. I guarantee you the next 2 people that will be signed, if not Micah Parsons, and I don't think it's going to be Micah Parsons, Poopy D, you watch what I tell you. Deron Bland, I believe, comes out of this training camp with a deal. I believe Ty Smith comes out of this training camp with a deal. And I won't be surprised if they sneak in Brandon Aubrey coming out of training camp with a deal. So I think they're going to sign 3 more players early, and they're going to maximize. They're going to maximize the cap. But I'm just telling you, man, Poopy D, I think they want Micah Parsons to be the highest paid. I'm not sweating this thing with Micah Parsons. I think the Cowboys, I think Jerry Jones wants Micah Parsons to make history and be the highest paid non-quarterback. And I think that's a part of the plan. All right. Newhouse fam said he 1 for 1 already. 1 for 1 already against the Lions. Man, I hope he has a great game. I'm really pulling for old Trey Lance. I am. Let's see, what time is it? 2:23. All right, let's get this Dak Prescott in, and then I'm gonna end tonight with the best plays again. I have went and got for y'all. Your boy has done all the work for you. I got y'all the best plays. I've already showed you some of them, but the best plays of day 8 of the Dallas Cowboys training camp. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We will listen to some of Dak Prescott. We won't listen to all of it. Let y'all get in there and watch the game. I'm gonna go watch the game, and then head to the movies. And then come back and make more content for Cowboys Nation. All right, let's get in here. I want to let's check this thing out with Dak Prescott. Cowboys getting in late with this Dak Prescott interview, but again, I saw it like floating around out there on X, so I'm like, okay, Dak Prescott is anytime Dak Prescott speak, Ron, you ain't gonna like it, but when Dak Prescott, man, it's like E.F. Hutton. I'm listening. But some of the young folks said, "Who is E.F. Hutton?" All right, guys, let's check out let's check out some of this Dak Prescott interview.
Dalvin.
That boy Dak Prescott looking yoked.
Halfway through this week and a half of camp, what's your thoughts on how the offense has been looking and chemistry?
We're halfway through, huh?
Now he's asking how the offense been looking. Now, Lisa Worley said this the other day. Maybe it was Miss Matrix. Miss Matrix said the other day she thought the training camp was looking kind of ho-hum. I thought that when they put the pads on, the defense started taking advantage of the offense. But now that the offense seems to be getting used to getting knocked around, the offense is back to abusing the defense. And that's just telling you how good our offense really is. And CeeDee Lamb needs to be fined for how bad he been treating this Cowboys secondary. He been tearing them up.
It's flying by, but we're making progress. We're definitely there doing the right thing and in track to what we said we wanted to do. Be proud of the team that we've created when we leave this place. So halfway there, very confident in the steps that we've taken, but obviously not close to the finished product. Offense is showing flashes, obviously, of what we can be. You're seeing the playmakers out there make plays, having to move guys around with guys injured up front. Guys are coming in, stepping up, taking advantage of opportunities. So, yeah, very, very excited about where we are and what we're going to continue to do. We just have to continue to approach each day like we have and not have days like yesterday, obviously, where we missed some reps and plays and control the discipline, something that's needed to be worked on anyways. And so we're definitely headed in the right direction to be proud of what we put together when we leave Oxnard.
About the running back room, because the last couple since you've been quarterback, you've always had a guy, whether it be Zeke or Pollard or Rico, and this time we're not sure who might be the star.
Yeah, I think that is fun, honestly, and I think each one of those guys would probably say the same, and they appreciate the competition. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be one guy regardless. If you say, hey, this guy's the starter now, I mean, that doesn't say detail out he's going to take this many reps or this or that throughout the season. So I think it's probably I don't want to say better for them because, it's tough to say that individually when you're a competitor. You want to be the guy, right? But understanding that they're all going to get reps and we've got to figure out who it is that may take more than the other, but more than that, who's doing what best. And, whether it be this type of run, that type of run, or the pass game, being able to throw Terp in the mix. I think it's awesome just to have a versatile group like that and not knowing necessarily which one's going to be. And who knows, that could be week to week, too.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. How do you feel? I saw you fake you. Dropped the hammer and went to the end zone and told CeeDee to run with you.
I was racing him. Yeah. I mean, I had a head start. But, yeah, I feel great. And honestly, what that is just trying to make sure that I do push my limits in practice, like not being hit. I'm not necessarily running away from people as fast as I can. So I've got to make sure that I do get some of those reps. And that was a good moment right there, just down the field. Hey, CeeDee, let's race with a head start. And so I knew I had to get it. And that's just going to make sure and prepare me for the games. I can't be the first time that I'm running for my life, I guess you can say, when I get out there on Thursday against Philly. So I feel great, and it's just continuing to try to build on that, and you'll see flashes of that throughout the week, and that's me just, pushing myself and preparing myself for game-like moments.
See, that's what happened to Dak Prescott last year against Atlanta. You can't come out in week 9, man, talking about you finna run the ball. You can't not run the whole season. And then somebody say, hey, Dak, Joe Flacco got more yards than you. It was Clarence Hill. Hey, Dak, Clarence, Joe Flacco has more yards than you. I can remember like yesterday, Mike McCarthy comes out and says, we don't want Dak to think he has to go out and run. Don't force himself to run, blah, blah, blah. What Dak Prescott do? Dak Prescott come out there like 2016 Dak Prescott. You can't run like that and you ain't ran the whole year. I said this last year, and Dak did this year. I said during the offseason, one of the things I noticed about Patrick Mahomes, I was looking at some of his workouts. Patrick Mahomes has a track coach. Patrick Mahomes has a track coach or a run coach, and they practice running. All them scrambles and the stuff you see him doing, they practice that. And they actually have like a track coach working with him. What did Dak Prescott do this year? He went and got him a run coach. He's been working with a run coach, keeping that body ready to run. You can't go out there, you know, me, I haven't ran track in what, 30-something years. 30-something years. You can't just go out there, you know, and I've tried to do this from time to time, and every time I do it, I pull something. You just can't go out there with your sons and say, man, I ain't ran in 20 or 30 years. I'm going to go run 100 against you. Yeah, you're going to be in the hospital the next day. And so Dak Prescott didn't run. He wasn't hardly running. It didn't seem like he was hardly running any in camp. Didn't run any towards in the year. Man, the dude run out there week 9 trying to prove everybody he could get more yards than Flacco. Pop something. Pop something. So it's good. It's good. And I think I got to play too. I'll show you the play tonight at the end.
Perhaps. Perhaps, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that I didn't do camp the right way, but I know I went into the season and, you know, those first few games didn't run at all. And then I got into that game and was very vocal that, you know, I'm going to use my legs and this and that. And
there it is.
More times than not, ran in that game and, you know, ended up with a hammy issue after. Is that potentially? But more importantly, it's about where I am now and the growth and just trying to get better and not have anything like that come up again. So just trying to prepare for everything.
Keep running.
Best day today, throwing about a CD and pick, you know, I don't know if you felt that way, but it seemed like those playmakers were clicking with you.
Yeah, there were some great plays out there. I've told you over and over, y'all know it, I'm as hard as myself, I feel like, as anybody. So it was a good day, not a great day. There was misses out there as well. The one right there, the back of the end zone, the CD, where I guess, you know, he potentially was out of bounds, a throw that we've got to make. Maybe in real field where the back of the end zone's bigger, I can tell. But definitely throws that felt good. But, I mean, I want to leave practice perfect, and that's hard to do, and that's always going to be my standard. But I think it was a huge day for those guys, especially George. It wasn't just one play. It was each series. There was a play in the series that he was making different catches, big-time catches, showing up, and then obviously CD was CD. So it wasn't just about me today. It was about those guys and really the whole offense.
Don't y'all worry. I got some picking stuff, too. Paul was balling.
You mentioned George today. The touchdowns seem to be 3 different kind of plays: a goal ball, little hole there, the last one that you got him on the back shoulder, then showing his speed. How versatile have you learned that he is as a receiver?
Yeah, honestly, more versatile than I would say that I thought before we got him. You know. And then now having him, as I've continued to say over and over, it's a guy that loves the game of football. So everything that you give him and the more you give him, he's going to answer that bell, and he wants more as much as he can. So I don't want to say I'm surprised, but he does have every tool in the bag, and it's fun to be able to get out there and, as we just said, in different periods, different throws, different kind of routes, different coverages for him to make plays. Just show he's a big-time guy, and to have another guy like that alongside CD is just going to be fun.
Used to seeing offensive linemen go in and out. You've got guys in and out here now. What are your thoughts on Nate Thomas if he has to step in for Guyton and how, you know?
Yeah, pumped for him, pumped for his opportunity. Nate's somebody that obviously we got last year, and then, you know, with some injuries, kind of, I guess you would say, take the redshirt route, having to get himself back and healthy, and then was fortunate to train with Nate this offseason and spent some times and some sessions with Britt Brown on those bands and understanding the talent and the athleticism that I saw then. I started telling Nate, like, Nate, you can play. Like you can play. You've got the tools. You've got the tangibles. Like, this game's about confidence. And so I was trying to pour it into him then, not knowing that he'd have an opportunity a week and a half into camp to start running with the ones and showcasing his ability. But super proud of him, super proud of what he's done and the approach. And I mean, it goes back into the spring of us training and rehabbing and some of the days that were tougher and watching him push through it and give his best to now watching him walk out there confident and make plays. Super proud of him, man. He's a Louisiana kid, so I'm always going to push for him.
John Michaud with The Athletic. I was going to ask you about Jonathan Mingo, what you thought of him so far, and did you know that he had an arm that strong?
Jeez. No, I did not know his arm was that strong. I don't know if he realized how far he threw that ball. And physical. That's one thing that jumps out to me is physical and wants the ball and is going to win in one-on-one coverage. And saw it right there on that one-on-one play. Missed him yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was, on a go ball. But he gets open and he can make plays. He's a guy that knows the offense. You can move him around if he needs to.
super proud of where he's at. Obviously, when we brought him in last year, right, I was hurting, so didn't even get much of a chemistry to work with him. But a guy that showed up every time in the offseason that I asked to throw, that I feel great and very, very comfortable with where he is now. And I think he's.
That's what you do, Mingo. That's what you do. When your quarterback call you to catch, you say, I'm coming to catch. That's what you do. That's how you get the chemistry. That's how you get these passes. Man, when we get Pickens, Lamb, Mingo out there, that's a hard trio too. Boy, that's a hard trio. Seriously, that's a hard trio.
You're going to see a guy get more opportunities and take advantage of each opportunity that he gets as we move forward in this thing.
And then during practice yesterday, at the end of it, Coach Schottenheimer, frustrated with the fighting, had you guys, run off the sideline. Is that the first time he's had you guys do something like that? And were you surprised that he had you guys do that? Yeah,
it was definitely the first time. I wanted those plays. I can't say I'm surprised. I think, in a sense, it needed to be done, and that's what he felt, and that's the head coach. And I'd be damned if I question, that moment and his leadership ability in that time. And, he's preached to us about being competitive and not combative and playing on the edge and not going over the edge. And I think just a time or two yesterday, we crossed it. And it's hard for me to see why and how on any of those. So I can't question, his decision in that moment. Got to get on the line and run. And I think it was important for us to understand like how much we need those plays. And so as a professional and as an adult, that hurt the players, right? And so that's where we just got to understand that and know that we want to practice. And so we've got to be disciplined. And Osa did a great job breaking the team down after that, just kind of alluding to the lack of discipline that we were showing. And to win at a high level and to win late in the season, you got to have discipline. So it was a great challenge by Osa, a leader of this team. And I think guys answered it even today when, got a little chippy because we're going to play at the edge. It didn't cross it. And so I think the reason why is, yesterday him making that statement and Osa stepping up and guys being professional. So it was needed.
Nick Harris, 4-Star Telegram. I know winning is the ultimate thing for you, but you sit 2,747 yards and 36 touchdowns away from setting franchise records in both of those categories. Are you aware of that, and how cool would it be to accomplish that this season?
Yeah, I guess I'm aware of it. Didn't know about the touchdowns necessarily. I knew the yards were coming upon. I don't want to stop there. So it would be awesome. It's going to be cool, I should say. But that's not the end goal. I plan to have many more seasons, touchdowns, yards. So part of it, is the game in a sense, throwing it as much as I don't want to say throwing it more, but throwing it. I've had a career started from day one, here. So something that I felt like I should be doing, and would just be something that's cool to have, but not anything that weighs on me or that I'll carry and be, job well done on.
Dak's got to get that Super Bowl though. Because Dak is going to own every passing record, I believe, I believe Dak is going to I think Dak's going to own every record the Cowboys have before it's all said and done. So Dak's got to get that Super Bowl. Because if Dak gets that Super Bowl, it puts the crescendo on all the records that this man is going to own. And I think after Dak is all said and done, it's going to be hard for anybody to come and Dak and get those records, man. I think it's going to be hard for him to get them.
CD was talking yesterday about how it's night and day, his ability to get open in his offense with George Pickens also on the field. Now that you guys are really starting to stack reps, what have you seen in that category?
Yeah, he's right. I mean, it's going to be hard for defenses, to double cover CD when you got a guy like George, and he's making the plays that he's making, and he's going to continue to do that. And and then especially when we attack back with Ferg and put the whole offense together. That's a guy who CD, as we just talked about, matured and understand the game more. And as someone asked last time, right, who understands when he needs to be open. All of that is going to play a huge part, and it's very, very hard to cover that guy. I mean, I would say probably the hardest to cover in the league when you add the scheme to it. And then not only that, his ability, what he can do after the ball, super talented guy. And he's right. And George helps him and the rest of the offense helps him. So it's about us just continuing to make plays when the ball doesn't go to CD, that therefore some pressure can get off of him and he can do his thing when it comes his way.
Tommy Yarsh, DallasCowboys.com. CD was saying yesterday that it kind of takes about 2 weeks to really get your body fully into, get ready to go in terms of, the physicality aspects of things. Do you feel like that's accurate? Do you think maybe it takes a little bit longer just in terms of how long it takes to be game ready, for lack of a better term?
No, I think that's probably dead on. Week and a half, 2 weeks in. I'm feeling great right now, and I would say the last couple of days or practices out here, I felt that. And to what CD's saying, is like you feel like you could go play a game. And for me, it's the mindset of the ball feels good in the hand, and you're comfortable and like you can't miss. And sure, we can throw all off season long, but you don't have guys, running on the back of your receivers. You're not, always having a window to throw into and anticipate. And so it does take some time of seeing that for, the quarterback and getting those throws and getting those reps. And that's the same as, those guys being physical and, withstanding some of the hits, withstanding the tackles and the pads and playing through the contact at the line or at the end of the catch. And so I think, now is where you start really seeing game-like reps and game-like practices happen day in and day out. And guys are going to really start, separating themselves and showing why they are who they are, and other guys showing why they can, get more opportunities and make plays here within this next week.
Kane, Greenspan, Associated Press. With Nate getting the run with the ones right now, is there anything you do or can do as a quarterback to help accelerate his development? Yeah,
for one, just make sure that he understands some of the calls. I know yesterday, we had a call, I would say, as an advanced call that, maybe he hadn't heard that much. So for me, it's about just communicating things like that, that we're doing, whether it's at the line or calls that I may make that may mean something, that may not mean something, and when they're coming, that therefore he understands exactly what they mean, and he can play with confidence, and he's not overthinking, something that I said that's going to slow him down on his assignment. So, that's important for me to do with any of those guys who are coming in and getting an opportunity in the first reps, because I can kind of get in that groove like a game and say things that, we don't necessarily always say. So it's just about making sure that they're confident in all the calls.
Louis Scruggs, NBC5. Going back to Mingo, can you talk specifically in terms of what you think you can do with him in the red zone, and if you had a guy that big before out there?
I don't know if I've had a guy necessarily that big. Amari was a bigger guy, but I don't think as big as Mingo is. And
Mingo's a large dude, man.
And is it? Yeah, yeah. I had a guy that big. You're right. That was a dominating in the red zone. And so there's actually a rep yesterday where we ran a certain route.
I'm wondering if Dez is as big as Mingo. Mingo looks a little bigger than Dez. Dez was a big dude too, but he looks a little bigger than Dez for some reason.
With him and wasn't necessarily that successful. It wasn't a bad play. It wasn't a bad rep, but, came back and I asked him, would you rather this or would you rather that, instead of that. And so I think it's about just communicating what he feels comfortable in, whether it be the red zone or whether it's out in the field, because the guy is strong. The guy can make plays. He's physical. And when you have the guys and the versatility that we do right now, you want to make sure that you're putting each guy in his best position and what he's most comfortable doing. And so right now it's about communicating and getting more just reps at it. And if he says, I'd rather the slant or I'd rather the fade, whatever it may be, get reps at it, that you can just continue to build his confidence and build that repertoire between the both of us.
Speak to your comfort level with Cooper Beebe now in year 2.
Yeah, so much. I think that's just credit to him and his confidence. You're going to be comfortable when your center's going up there making the calls. When you're able to change things, get from one look to another look or change the protections or change the play, and he's on it without, missing a beat and even having reminders that, help me out when I get in the mix of adding the receivers into it.
Big Rumbowski.
Yeah,
I think
it starts with his confidence, and that's what
bigger.
you'd expect from a guy from year 1 to year 2, and especially a guy like BB who approaches the game so business-like and takes a lot of pride in his job. It's all credit to him and just his growth and development. And trust me, he's only going to continue to get better, but I'm as comfortable as I can be with him.
Man, let me tell you something. Let me just say this again. Let me tell you how good Cooper Beebe has been. Cooper Beebe has been so good, you literally have to be reminded that he's out there because he's just been that good. He has been, because we don't have any kind of problems with him. Beebe has been balling like that. Beebe, man, was a steal. Beebe was a steal. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mike Ducey, Fox 4, there's a report that Lyle Collins will get a workout with the Cowboys. How would you feel about having him back in the fold?
Yeah, I just saw him back there, actually, and it was a very joyous reunion. I mean, LC's a guy that I love. Y'all know that. He's a friend well beyond the field. Me and LC just went fishing this offseason, seeing him time and time again, whether it be different guys, retirement parties. And honestly, when I was in those retirement parties or those announcements, I mean, I was saying to myself and honestly grabbing Britt and people around here that know him and saying, man, I feel like he's looks as good as he's ever looked and is in better shape than, I've ever seen him. And so just to see him again and just see the excitement. And, I was holding MJ at the time and he's telling her, I'm going to protect your daddy. And so nobody's going to get him. I want to hear that. And I'm sure she does too. So I'm just super excited for him to get his opportunity, understanding how much he loves the game and how much joy he can bring to the locker room. It wouldn't only be a benefit to obviously me and my comfort level with him, but the other guys in the room as well and the young guys, and just a mentality and an attitude that he plays with and practices with. I mean, the guy spent time growing up in this league with Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and Travis Frederick, that he knows how it's supposed to look and he knows how to do things the right way. And so hopefully he kills this workout.
Hey, Dak, Sydney.
What up, Cowboys Nation 600? Lisa Worley, I was saying it earlier. Man, CD, Pickens, and Mingo on the field going to be crazy. You said let's put CD and Tolbert against Pickens and Mingo. Hey, Pickens and Mingo, well, that's a hard duo right there. You might get beat up by them. That's a hard duo.
Staples, D210 Sports. I want to take you back to that relationship with Cooper Beebe. How would you describe it, both on and off the field?
Yeah, Coop's a guy that obviously I feel comfortable with and super confident in, but growing obviously into one of those, Lyle relationships, and a guy that that's gonna be way more than just a teammate. And we got to golf this off season together, and may try to get out there here in a couple of days with him as well. He's a fun guy. He's got a great personality, and loves to compete, whether it be golf, whether it be obviously the game of football. And so those are the people that, I pulled, or, what do you call it? Yeah, get drawn to. And he loves the game of football. And so that's important to me. And so you can be out there golfing and you're still talking about plays or looks that you may have seen. And I think that's just only going to help our communication even more as we get onto the field. And so super proud of him. And he's getting better. He's taking control of that offensive line. As I said, he's making the calls. He's taking stuff off of my plate, and that helps. So I'm super proud of him.
Man, BB next level, y'all. I'm telling you. BB has done his job so good because we talk about so many things that we need, and because Cooper Beebe has been so good, we don't really talk about him because we like, hey, center's wrapped up. It's not a sexy position. Center's wrapped up, man. This dude, Cooper Beebe, man, it's unbelievable. This dude, what, like a second round? Insane.
What he's learned from a vet like you, and it's been plenty. But then I asked him also, have you been able to learn anything from him? Did he think he's taught you anything? He kind of laughed and said maybe probably not so much, but
I agree with you, Curly Brockman.
Has he, in your opinion? Have you learned something from him?
Yeah, I mean, there's different things, I guess you can say, in the sense of the communication, and, whether you're learning things to help yourself out or you're learning ways to handle or deal with, new people or other people. I definitely have. And, one of them is just when you talk about his confidence and communication and understanding, like, the more that I can echo or pour into him, that he's right. And, don't hesitate, that, like, how quick that can build him up, that, that helps with other positions, that helps with other people. And he's a hell of a guy and a hell of a talent. He's going. You're not worried about what he's going to do on the football field. You're just trying to make sure that his confidence and who he is at as balanced as he wants it to be, so he can get on that football field and do his job at the high level that he's been doing. And so, and then maybe hitting the golf ball from about 200 in. He's pretty solid at it. Pin high every time.
DallasCowboys.com. Early in camp and over the first half of camp, the defense had its great days with the takeaways. Feels like the offense is starting to turn the corner. How much of that do you attribute to you guys settling in to Schottenheimer?
Miss Matrix, we were talking about this because Miss Matrix, again, she was like, the camp looked kind of like, And I think what wound up happening when they put those pads on, the offense was so used to just flying around out there and not getting touched that, man, when that defense started putting hands on them, man, that offense looked sluggish and bad. But man, come day 3 of training camp, last couple of days, and especially today, Brian and this offense been putting hands on Eberflus, and CD been doing it. CD been abusing the Dallas secondary.
Scheme versus the camaraderie building, the offseason throwing sessions, going fishing with the guys and things like that.
I think it's a little bit of everything. One, obviously, it's settling into the offense, and then two, it's got just being on the same page. As you get into, little nuances and different ways an offense or play can be ran and attacked, it's about communicating, through the pick yesterday, throwing it to CD, and I was just one that, pure communication, right? Pure communication. If CD looks, that's a catch on his part, but there's a valid reason why he didn't look, right? And so just talking that out and discussing.
Yeah, that's the one he threw to Kyrie Elam. I talked about that one yesterday. I got a video about that one coming up.
Saying hey, you're a CD and you're in that position. It's a void. I know that's not where 90% of that ball gets thrown, but I'm going to throw that ball to you, right? And so George had one today on a slant, or a glance, and it was just his tempo getting into there that could not be a great play if he doesn't tempo that in there, right? And I'd have to get off of that. All that just comes with the camaraderie. And the better the camaraderie is, the easier those conversations are to talk and to correct people on. And the more that we get these reps in the offense, the more we're going to feel, gelled into each other and just getting out there and playing fast and not thinking. And so I think that was what today was, some examples of that.
What up, LaVon Colin?
We're not going to talk to you before you practice against the Rams. How important is that practice for you, knowing you probably won't play in the preseason, I guess?
Yeah, very important. As important as pretty much any of these practices are, especially, you're putting in these installs, getting new looks. This is a new defense for me, than I faced them, I guess, last year, right, and the year before. So all of it is, but it's definitely important when, you're playing a team that you could play later in the year, and just wanting to go out there and put a good product on tape. And at the end of the day, it's going to be about making sure I lead the guys and make sure they know how important it is for all of us, and not necessarily just me or the guys who aren't playing in the preseason, but how important it is for us to get game-like reps against another team that we're going to need to use some of these plays and conversations and things that are going to come up in this practice to do us well and for our benefit. And whether they're good or bad, I think if anything, the communication and the films after this practice are what's going to be monumental. So super excited about it. Got to do it last year, and I thought it was huge. So I'm looking forward to it again. Thank you, guys.
Always a good interview with Dak
Producers,
Prescott.
this plugin helps you finish your tracks.
And he seemed very focused. Seems very focused. Even more so than he was like the first couple of weeks of camp. I mean, he seems really settled in, honed in, and looks like he's on the road to hey, we ready to get to this first game, beat the brakes off Philly, and then make a statement in this league. And I'm telling you, I think the Cowboys are going to win milestone games this year. The Green Bay Packer game is a milestone game. Couldn't win it under Mike McCarthy. So the Cowboys going to get off. I believe they're going to get off to a very, very good start. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's change gears. Yep, let's change gears here. And let us get to our best plays. Let me go to some of the comments before we get up out of here. Appreciate y'all rocking with me today. But I've noticed, I've been paying attention in the chat, and you guys talking about, I noticed talking about the clock management of Mike McCarthy, stuff we won't miss. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff we're not going to miss about the old Cowboys. I mean, this has to be one of the biggest changes when you talk about getting a new coach. This is almost like a Jimmy Johnson change to me. I mean, because the way they're changing the culture and I mean, you're looking at the discipline and some of the stuff that they're implementing. I mean, this is like a really different type of Cowboys team. So I'm really liking it. I am really, really liking what the Cowboys are. But again, all right, guys, let's get to these plays for the day. Show you guys about maybe 10 to 12 plays from the day. I'll put the rest in the video. I've already shown you the Mingo stuff. I got to show you some real crazy stuff. So, man, this right here is crazy. Might as well open it up crazy too. This had me tripping. Check this out. Big play of the day. None other than Dakota Prescott. It looks like he fooled the edge guys here, and Dak was gone. Check him out. Look at that play fake. This is what he talking about racing CD. Did y'all see this play fake? This play fake was crazy because it got everybody. Look at this. The entire defense is missing. Look. What a play fake. Wow. What? Wow. What a play fake. I see you, Dak. Dak had a little speed there, too. Let's see it again. What a fake. Wow. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb still beat that. What a head start. That was a crazy play fake, y'all. All right, let's get to another one. These right here, they never get old to me. These never get old. I've already showed you this play. But why not? All right, let's see if we can get it to load. We've already seen this one. But this is crazy. Dak Prescott stepped into that one. Woo, boy. I'm just excited to see that this season. Excited to see that this season. Man, I hope we see that at least 10 times. 10 times I hope we see this. At least 10 times. Boy, you want to talk about opening up an offense and opening up a defense. Great play. Absolutely great play. All right, we ain't done. Got more big plays. Another one. I do not mind showing this again. Let's show it from a different angle. This man, Turpin. It's Turpin time. What? Boy, the versatility of this offense is going to be off the chart. We have a Phil Maffa sighting. I'm pulling so hard for this dude right here. Phil Maffa. Let's go. Yeah, I'm telling you. That's a bell cow back right there. That's a bell cow back. See that one more time. Look at that. Boom, boom. Footwork. Yeah, that's a bell cow right there. Bell cow back. Next play. Let's see what we're working with. Jaden Blue. The borderline lazy running back. Oh no, it's Phil Maffa again. Okay, somebody mislabeled that one. Oh, it was me. Nevertheless, Phil Maffa. All right, let's get another one in here. Yeah, I thought that was okay. Another play. George Pickens was balling today. George Pickens on the screen. Like that. Yeah, that's probably a tackle for a loss right there, though, in the real game. I mean, unless he makes a move. See, I think he gets him right there. Nevertheless. George Pickens was on these boys today. And again, this is that one they were talking about. Back shoulder. Woo! Nice throw, boy. Nice. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. And then let's go again to Tolbert. Let me see, can I get Tolbert? All right. Let's get Tolbert again. Like this one. Got him. That man Tolbert. Cowboys wide receiver room. Woo! Pure excitement. Pure excitement. Let's watch some offensive line play. Then we're going to get up out of here. Watch this man, Tyler Booker, put in work. Tyler Booker. See him right here. Put in that work. Look at him. Look at him. Yes, sir. Put in that work. Got another one here. Again, Tyler Booker putting in that work. Yup. All right, and that's it today for the big plays on X. Those were the ones I was able to track down. Cowboys looking good like they should. Like R. Kelly says, seems like they ready. Seem like they ready. Man, I am telling you, I am ready for some football. Excited about the in-game play the Cowboys gonna do with the Rams. Then we're gonna have the preseason. And before you know it, opening night against them, as Ice Cold Cowboy call them Sheagles. Calls them Sheagles. Big and Pop, he said, Dak knocking the rust off. He said, I'm overhyped, man. Me too. Me too. Man, I'm ready. Dak Prescott is out here, man. This dude, that play fake was crazy, Pick and Pop. Ron Hanna. Thank you, Pittsburgh. You gave our Cowboys a championship chess piece. Straight up. Straight up, Ron Hanna. I had to slide them boys some money under the table. Ice Cold Cowboy having a solid competition at wide receiver 3 is a good problem to have. Man, I said the same thing, Ice Cold. We want these problems. We want these problems. And this dude, Jonathan Mingo, may very well show that 4th-round pick was worth it. Miss Matrix said, is CD going to be okay if we get the run game going? Oh, yeah, no doubt. Because we're not going to run 50% of the time. Cowboys are not going to run 50% of the time. They're not even going to run 45% of the time. They'll probably run about 40% of the time. The issue is when they run, they're going to run well. No doubt about it. Now, they're not going to do CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens the way the Philadelphia Eagles do A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. We ain't doing that. Jerry ain't having it. I promise you, Miss Matrix, Jerry ain't having that. No, he wants his number 88. He wants George Pickens. He wants Dak. He wants them to put up numbers and points. Our run game is going to be good. It will be efficient. It'll be explosive in places, but our main calling call is going to be our passing game. Now, you don't run the ball 50% of the time with George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Kevontae Turpin, Jonathan Mingo, Jalen Tolbert. Nah, you ain't running the ball 50% of the time with that receiving crew. Ain't happening. Madman, he said, I'm kind of glad Jordan Lewis left because him and Pickens would have went at it. Madman, when the Cowboys picked up George Pickens, do you realize that J. Lou put on his Instagram page or his X account that it was God's plan for him to lead the Cowboys? That's what he said. All right. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Best chat on YouTube, where y'all are my special guest. Appreciate y'all rocking with me today. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Check my videos. I'll be dropping videos for the next 2 days, and we'll be back again tomorrow at 4:30. Because I got a strange feeling we're going to be talking about Trey Lance, amongst other Cowboy news. Again, until the next time, let's talk Cowboys where we talk facts. God bless DC4L. Peace.